Juan?
Hello.
Hello.
Greetings.
Hello.
Welcome.
Jenny's here too.
101 or maybe 102 subscribers.
Nations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I thought I got another one. Some random person named. I think it was Ashley. Welcome,
Is she
Ashley.
Also in Wisconsin?
You know, it would be
Ashley, Wisconsin. The
No.
cheese curd Ashley.
No. So, in case if you're wondering,
I did my
one
homework.
listener, we like to call people out who recently subscribed to my channel. So, welcome, Ashley from Wisconsin, maybe.
Yeah, we never found out who Hot Ankles Hermes was either.
I have no idea. Hot Ankles Hermes will remain a mystery forever. Anyway, enough about my silly
Mercury,
subscribers.
retrograde.
Just kidding, please subscribe. Welcome to episode 2 of voluptuous ASMR microphone licking. I mean, the Spira campaign.
Oh, poor guy. Sorry.
Let's all eat chips.
just an isolated. It's gonna be great. Someone please edit like the
That's
little.
the sound frogs make. Just a character.
You're the one who would edit that.
No. I don't edit, of course, as made very evident by all my previous recordings. Anyway, you find yourselves.
In a market.
No. Post-battle in a trail in Rosalia.
You're in a cave and it's dark.
Yes. In which you are all still recovering and wondering maybe some things that happened in the last battle, or maybe not. Maybe you're mindlessly eating things or spitting things out. Who knows?
Excuse me.
I am looking annoyedly over at the fog that is not clearing, even though I was sure it would clear with the deaths of the demons.
Give me a d20 for your stare.
You got it.
Don't feel strong emotions.
Can it be a magic stare?
Yeah, absolutely. You can make your
Stare
eyes glow a little bit.
That's a 20, unnatural then.
You stare magically into the dark gray mist that has yet to dissipate.
Just magically delicious.
That is yet to dissipate. And you feel like you're looking into absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
No.
And what I mean by nothing isn't that I'm trying to simplify it by saying that you're looking into just like blank, like trail and mist, but like you feel the sensation of like a nothingness
Gotta go to
from the
mountaintop.
mist.
As in, like, there's no magical residue within the mist, or as in,
Negative.
there's a voidness within the
There's
atoms
a-
of the fog?
There is a voidness that feels magical.
I'm not cool with that. I don't like void magic. I'm more of a warlock that likes the sun singer. Anyway.
There you go. Radiant, but I'm a
you Tommy
warlock.
or you Quinn?
Quinn.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
yeah, he doesn't fucking like voids.
he doesn't know what a void is.
Is
This
Quinn
has much to
able?
do about
Black
voids.
cat.
Is Quinn able to see Rosalia from here still, or is
Rosalia is the entire nation that you're in right
okay,
now.
but like the capital that we were heading to, the capital K capital we were heading to.
Gotcha. The capital, Haven City, no, is not within sight.
Well,
You're
that's-
actually
Dumb.
Is the
Actually-
void
Last time,
is the void staring back?
no.
I think
Unless you feel like the emptiness is like some type of a stare or a pull, then no. Then, I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No, it's okay. I think last time we established that we were close to a temple, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Temple of Ramuh nearby. That's probably, actually not probably, it is the closest landmark that you know of to your knowledge. And it is also the direction in which the wispy energies that came out of all the corpses in the battle, it's the direction in which they are heading.
Want to go in the void?
No.
maybe there's
Was that in character?
Yes.
Want to go into the void?
Yeah. Yeah. You want to go into the void?
No. Stop looking at me.
Can I?
Stop it.
Oh, the shinies in the void.
Thought you wanted me to look at
What do
you.
you like?
Not like that. I'm exposed right now.
The food in the void?
Why are you exposed?
I do think we should follow them.
Follow the wisps or follow the void?
Wisps.
Yeah, alright.
If they start moving away, I'll go like, "Hey," and follow them.
We do.
Okay. The
Boingy,
frog
boingy,
folk
boingy, boingy.
happily bounce towards the direction of the wisps.
I think the word we're looking
can-
for is bound.
As we do,
bound,
can I
bound.
try to look, one of get one of them like a fly?
You can absolutely try to do that.
Hell yeah.
Give me a d20.
Hopefully it doesn't taste like the last thing I
Is that like
I
a-
did use up the good rolls.
Is that like
That's
a
a
nat one?
3.
Oh, okay. That reaction was like a nat one.
No, but I got a 20 on this the last time I rolled it, so I put it in the center like I felt it deserved.
And I just rolled a 20.
Nice.
And
Nice waste.
then it was rude.
So, you're 3 plus, I imagine 0. I don't think you have dex. Or do you have?
I have 1.
You have 1. Your 4 very much misses the target wide left. And you're like,
Don't
dang.
trigger me, man.
Sorry. As a Vikings reference, in case anyone was wondering.
It hurts.
Sorry.
Field goals hurt.
Wide left.
Remind me to tell you about
Oh,
field
there it
goals
is.
later.
So I already dropped my dice. I'm not allowed to do any more. There will be fees incurred.
Yes, fees will be incurred.
I don't know
Oh,
what
it's
fees,
fine.
but
Is
it's
it
early
Egros Castle or
in the
Castle
game.
Egros?
Thank you.
It is
I
Egros
apologize.
Castle.
And what's the
Again,
capital of
Lord, I
Xadia?
apologize.
Capital of Zadia is Everwood.
I'm good now.
Terrific.
Truffle Town.
Actually, I think it's Trufflesville.
Can
It's almost as
Blorp
good as
try
Higglebottom.
licking the whiskey mist?
Go for it. Yeah.
5.
Y'all are bad with your
bonus?
tongues.
What?
Y'all are bad with your tongues.
What is your bonus to your attack roll?
It is a 3 for Dex.
Your 8
2.
merely tickles the tail of the wisp, and you taste. What would that taste like?
Life.
Yeah, it feels nice on the tip of your tongue, as if you had just eaten like an after dinner mint and you're full.
Ooh.
I would like to call out to one of them. See if there's any sort of sentience
What
in
would you
it.
like to say?
Where are you going?
The wisps continue to go unfaltering, as if nothing had happened.
It was delicious.
As we cross into the fog, anything happen to us?
You're standing in fog, so it doesn't matter if you're crossing the fog or.
Okay, I thought it
sitting
was
in
like
the fog
surrounding
or-
the caravan scene, so I thought we were like crossing a threshold into it. I was imagining this wrong.
To be very clear as to what happened last session and to the predicament that you guys are in now, the fog was getting more and more dense as the caravan kept traveling. And it wasn't necessarily because, or actually probably wouldn't know if it was just centered on the caravan or not until you got out. But now that you're out of the caravan, you know that the mist is everywhere as far as you can tell.
Are there foreboding logs?
There are definitely foreboding logs because this is a slightly wooded area, yes.
You're gonna jinx us, man.
Is there a wolf somewhere off in the distance howling?
Not at this time of day.
People
Is
dressed
there a
as
sudden
bears?
hole in the road that I'm gonna jump into recklessly?
Eaters of the Dead?
I mean, we're going at
Is that,
forward
is that
first.
Death
so-
Eaters? You're asking about Death Eaters? There are definitely
Sure.
no Death Eaters to be found,
Okay.
and no holes large enough to do what you were wanting to do. You can
That's a
find a
good
small
question.
hole and jump into it anyway, and people will be like, you jumped on the ground in an odd way.
There's a hole in the bucket.
I do that.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I'm
The
not the
hole.
singer. I'm the
But it's
What
not
are you
too
doing?
weird because you're a bunny.
I was having PTSD. Sorry.
We get all right.
In all seriousness, though, I do want to pull my wand out. And
One day we'll be able to get past that without laughing.
If I
No,
may,
I'm 5.
can I try to attune myself to the lyrium so that I may sense lyrium at a later time?
Oh, I like that.
This is just a game lore question.
I want to, like, in all practicality, be able to do that right now. Like, as we're following the trail of lyrium, like, going wherever it's going to the next nearest source of lyrium, may I follow it with my wand and, like, attune myself, my magical self with it.
So, to answer your question, yes. And also, this is not lyrium.
Oh. Yeah, it would have
do
hurt
it.
my tongue.
He will think that it is,
dark,
so he's going to try
The
anyway.
dark gray mist is simply mist.
But the stuff that came out of the bodies that then
And the
flowed.
stuff out of the bodies is not lyrium. And your character would know this.
Oh, he would know this.
Yes. You all can give me... I was leaving it kind of ambiguous because it was the end of session last time.
I think Jim and I were
to
just
make
so
you all
confident. It's lyrium.
to make you all wonder, you know. But anyone who... I mean, even if you don't follow one of the espers, you would know this. The world of Spira knows this. It's somewhat common knowledge. When a life form passes, its soul is disconnected from its body, and it goes to a place called oblivion.
Sounds very Christian. But I'll go with it. That was meant to be a joke. Just clarify. I know what Christianity is. Anyway.
All of the listeners
What's
are so
that?
angry.
All of the listeners.
Cancelled.
We lost cheese curd. I'm so sorry. I want to still try to become attuned to this soul.
Soul. Yes.
16.
So, this one soul in particular, or just in general?
In general.
Okay. You connect with the magical energies in a sense that you would be able to recognize it if you were near it again.
Okay.
And that's all that you can really do at this time.
Okay.
It is. I'm going to say, based on your backstory, I don't think you've seen this before.
Nope.
So this is a new experience to you, and I feel like that's a very fresh move of you to do that. And I think that's the best you're going to get at this time.
I've always heard that people die, but I never actually seen someone actually die. Did you know this was a thing?
What? Death?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Existential crisis time.
and Quinn learns what death is for the first time.
Now I can see that through threshold trolls.
Sorry.
Terrestrials.
Limbs
Things.
falls.
The things.
Ah, crap, no copyright strike.
The skeletal horses.
Again.
I don't think we would be, because I don't think we ever actually said the word correctly.
Minstrels, yeah.
There you go.
And we had 2 Harry Potter
Chris
campaigns where we
Stone.
quoted actively different things in Harry Potter.
I believe Professor McGonagall was quoted multiple times.
Many times.
What is Harry Potter?
It's a
Well,
British thing. Don't worry about it. Anyway.
do you remember the
It's really
90s?
Scottish.
Do we know...
Yeah, that was like, what, 10 years ago?
Do we know where this mist, or where this soul nitty is heading?
You would imagine that it has to pass through some type of a gate or portal to reach oblivion.
I'm going to silently follow it then. And Tommy's done talking.
Okay. Well, the Gripply were already bounding in that direction. You silently follow, and Sir, are you following as well, or were you late to the party and following last?
So,
Oh, I'm definitely following.
Okay, so you're like in the middle or after Quinn?
I'm gonna go up ahead.
Oh, gotcha. You're gonna catch up to the Froggies, and you're gonna go ahead of them. Okay.
I'm gonna protect everyone.
Yeah, dude.
That's my job.
That's my job. Do you stay back a little bit, or are you going to join the group?
I'm going to stay back a little bit.
We'll stay back a little bit.
please.
he's eating marshmallows, listener.
Stay back.
He's playing Chubby Bunny.
Like Chubby Bunny. Okay. You are far enough away that I need to roll the first encounter roll of the campaign. Isn't this great? You
Snake
guys?
eyes, snake eyes, snake eyes,
Oh no, it's going to be a giant snake.
snake eyes.
Oh, don't give Shiva flashbacks. And not Shiva the Esper, Shiva
Don't give the
character.
DM ideas.
That's actually very uneventful. You have You have a slight sense of dread as you are all wandering through the dark gray mist that still has yet to dissipate or fade out as you follow these wisps at a kind of a very slow walking speed. Like they're meandering, essentially.
I'm playing a cheery tune to just walking on sunshine. Ow!
And I'm melting!
Oh, what a world!
Yeah.
What a world!
Who never knew that a small amount of water would hit me?
And you've been traveling at this pace, and you feel this slight dread by standing in the mist. The mist comes up to, well, everyone's at such different heights. I have to say actual measurements now. About 4 feet off of the ground or so. It's quite thick.
All of you are gone.
We're under it.
And if anything, it actually seems to thicken more as you follow these wisps.
Nice.
They are still going in the direction of the temple, right?
You believe they would be going in the direction of an Oblivion Gate,
Okay.
which
Do we want to?
give
I
me
don't
a D20
know.
actually. D20.
Because earlier you said it was in the direction of the temple, so I was...
I may have misspoke, but I'm giving you a roll because it's something that you need to be put together in character. You're going to add your cunning to that.
11.
Okay. That's actually a very easy DC.
ECDC. Nice.
ECDC. You seem to remember hearing something about Oblivion Gates being located very near the temples.
Okay.
So, yes and yes, essentially.
Perfect.
As the mist gets thicker and thicker, as you head towards the temple/Oblivion Gate, do you wish to make that common knowledge to the party?
Are we going to shut the jaws of Oblivion?
Oh, Sharpie.
Yeah.
Oh no, Patrick Stewart said that. Sorry.
Everyone, you hear Boggy say,
So y'all are following to the temple too?
Why not?
I don't know where I am. To be totally honest, I have no idea where we're going or where we are. I was heading to Haven City over. Haven City.
Safe as shit.
I was heading that way too, but to level with you, I'm just guessing right now.
I'm just happy to be with people.
And I can't see for shit.
So we're blindly following the spirits of dead things that we murdered just a few moments ago, not knowing whether or not we're going to civilization.
That tastes
I mean,
like
they're heading
mint.
toward the
I
temple.
mean,
Probably.
I would say that the demons did all the murdering. We killed demons.
Self-defense. That's good. That will actually uphold in court. That's good. All right.
the sun begins to set. It is now
Can we tell?
very late afternoon.
Yeah.
And two of you can tell, yes. It has been dark for the other two for quite some time now. Yes, you included.
Eventually, you're going to start riding on someone's shoulders. I can already see this.
Definitely.
As we're hopping along, we're occasionally just like glancing.
Yes, glancing above the mist,
And then when
yes.
like dexterous, I'm probably bumping into things.
You are
That's what, 3 feet?
literally less than this much.
I am.
You are
that much.
literally less than this much.
Yeah.
Because you're 2 feet tall or something
I'm
like that?
1 foot 10 inches.
Alright.
Yep.
You are that tall.
Isn't that cute? Look at that.
I am
Very
3 feet.
cute. That's about that, isn't
Yep.
it?
The yardstick, yeah.
Wow.
It's amazing.
So you would imagine it's roughly 6 o'clock in the evening. The sun is setting. A beautiful light orange glow
For the two of us.
for the two of you, yes.
It's just darker for you.
Shines on the lands of Rosalia as you trudge deeper into the mist. We'll do one more encounter roll.
Trudging.
Trudging.
Snakes.
You actually begin to pick up pace a little bit as the wisps move suddenly with more of a sense of urgency. And you come to what I don't think anyone who follows an Esper closely enough to where you would be devout to the point where you would actually visit your Esper's temple.
Not my.
Okay.
I'm a non-practicing
Nature's my
Esperian.
temple.
In that case, you recognize that you have come upon a temple, and you've seen an Oblivion Gate before.
Oh, that's an Oblivion Gate. Okay. See, I thought it was like Baskin Robbins.
Well, stop.
It's very common in Linnell.
Can you eat it?
However, I do believe
Sort of.
this would be
Just the Robin.
most likely your first time to Ramuh's temple.
Yeah. I don't give a shit about old
You
people.
see the wisps suddenly speed up rather quick, and whoop, they go straight through a very large stone archway, just about 100 feet or so away from the base of the steps, grand steps leading up to a gigantic double door on the edge of a cliffside.
What's that,
I
Albus?
just start mindlessly following towards the gate.
Mm-hmm.
The
I
Oblivion
grab
Gate.
his left ear.
you see all the wisps go through.
Think about where you're heading right now, and let him go.
I thought that was the plan.
I don't think we should actually go in.
But there might be stuff to fight.
Where exactly are you having this conversation? How close in proximity are you
Like,
now?
I'm imagining ourselves at the base of the steps.
So you're about 100 feet away from the gate then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Misty still?
Do I hear anything from the gate as I got close-ish to it?
It is actually dead silent. The only thing that you can pick up that is new, I would actually give a D20 perception check to everyone in the party right now.
That'd be cunning. Right?
Yes, cunning for perception here.
20.
Very nice. Nat 20?
18.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I'm sure
14.
14.
And 14, great.
Mine was a straight 14 then.
So,
And if Evelyn's still playing, that's +3.
with that +3 to everyone, everyone is aware now that that
we're
dark
still
gray
playing.
mist seems to be billowing out of the gate.
Is that normal for an Oblivion Gate to do?
To your knowledge, no.
I don't have much knowledge though.
No, I don't either.
How close to the temple is it? Like,
The gate,
yeah.
roughly 100 feet from the base of the steps, off to
So-
the side.
Do I feel anything if I were to start walking closer to the gate?
How about you start walking closer to the gate?
Well, that's what I was implying.
Does so?
I want to go
so
touch the side of the gate.
Hold on, 1 second. Okay, I will keep that in mind. Thank you.
Okay.
if we can see the temple, is anyone in there? Like, anyone work there? Just like, yeah, taking care
Or
of
does
it.
it look abandoned? Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent question.
Are
There's
there
the janitor, like, shining the stuff.
beings there?
You would not know this.
But I can't see them either.
You cannot see anyone at the steps, and you cannot see anyone outside of the double door at the top of the steps.
Okay.
It looks completely vacated at this moment. And as you walk towards the Oblivion Gate, you feel no different. You just feel the mist get a little bit thicker and thicker until you are touching the side of the gate that leads to Oblivion. And the mist is literally over your head because the gate is taller than you, and it's coming from the gate. So it's coming from the gate at that height and billowing out, and it kind of falls to the ground to where it simmers at about 4 or 5 feet off the ground. And then as it went out further and further back at the beginning of the session, it was a little bit lower on the ground because there was less of it.
I will shout.
When I touch the gate, do I feel anything? Does it burn? Does it
You do not feel a damn thing.
like it's like I'm not touching anything?
Oh, you feel the stun.
Got it.
Sorry. You feel what you were expecting to feel.
Okay. Doesn't feel like anything.
Sir, I must ask you to reconsider this plan.
I'm tempted to stick my hand in to the gate.
I even called you sir because you're a lady.
Do we?
Yes.
No.
What are you doing? Just at the bottom of the mist, like looking up, like someone tell me something.
I don't like it.
What's happening?
Or I don't like it. It's probably what I say. But I'm asking, as a player, maybe meta, I don't know. Do we know if we're mortals like us are still allowed to go in there or not? Are we allowed to know that?
Yeah. Do
'Cause,
people
didn't
go
you
in?
just say
to
that was
Oblivion
like,
Gates?
From your experience,
like
from going to
thieves
temples in your
or
past,
heaven?
I didn't.
I would say, you imagine that if it is anything like the temple or temples, because I believe there might be 2 that you would follow, that you went to, If it is no different for other espers, then it is totally fine for any walk of life to walk through the doors.
But I myself didn't, therefore I'm like, don't!
I want to walk through I want to stick my hand through the Oblivion Gate.
Huh.
You wish to do that?
That's what I was thinking about.
But what you just said, is it okay for people to go into Oblivion Gates, not the temples, but Oblivion Gates?
Give me a D20 check for everyone. This is going to be a
general knowledge check.
Yeah, it's like a history check.
Do we get the plus 3 bonus?
You're going to get a plus 3 bonus, but no other bonus.
That's a net 20.
Very nice.
16.
18. Is it plus anything?
Kind of.
It's just a plus 3 from your passives.
Okay, so 21.
14.
You all feel very confident in the fact that as Sir approaches the gate, puts the hand on the gate, and then considers going through or putting his hand through, you especially, Sir, you feel like nothing's going to happen. Like, it would be so strange if there's just this gate out in the open and people of all walk of life just like have access to this gate. How strange would it be for people to just like walk through and never return? Like, wouldn't that like come up in some way? So you're like, yeah, it's totally fine. Like, nothing's gonna happen.
I'm gonna walk through the archway then.
You walk through the archway.
Cool.
You come out the other side of the archway and nothing happens to you.
So my eyes are red. No.
You start like piecing together like the logic. You're like, okay, if these were like open access to people, like that would be very dangerous and obviously would be protected, but it's not. So
I'm just gonna stand under the gate and kill myself.
and get your soul into oblivion immediately.
No travel time for me.
Efficient.
Yes.
Can I knock on the front door?
With your tongue?
You may absolutely do that. Are you saying you're going to walk all the way up the steps? It's a very long staircase. And get up to the very top. And then you're going to walk up to the double door and knock on it?
Yes.
Ahead of everyone else or with everyone?
I will go up with you.
Yeah, I figure they could probably see me going.
Okay.
Yeah. He'll go too.
I'm taking
Follow.
like 3 steps at a time,
Awesome.
hopping.
I'm going to say that by the time you make your way up the staircase and you to leave the Oblivion Gate, unless if you see everyone moving and you go into a full sprint, you're going to be in the back as you get up to the top of the stairs.
Okay.
Cool.
So, he's determining combat order.
So what did you see? I turn away from you.
I don't know. It was foggy.
Yes!
Damn, I can't tell if you're kidding or not. I keep going. I want to meet this Ramuh person.
Ramuh.
Everybody loves him.
Oh my god.
Let's see here. I got that's.
You keep thinking it's me. It's not me.
All right. You knock on the double doors. The double doors.
Dumbledore.
And as you are knocking, you realize that one of the 2 doors is slightly open.
I sprint through it.
Hello!
You bump through the narrow crack.
Show yourself!
and you say hello, interrupting your song.
Is there anybody home?
I mean, I've talked since then.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying, like, for like the not aesthetics, but for the atmosphere. Thank you for the atmosphere. Like every time you talk while you're doing your song, sustained ability, it's just like sudden abrupt stopped. Hello, we are the champion. Like it's just like every time you speak, it like stops for just a moment.
You stop and
You
you
hear
start
that?
doing
Apparently
folk
champions
songs
outdoor.
instead.
Buffalo sunshine. I'm dead. All right. You bump through the ajar doorway. You say hello. You don't get a response. You just hear Sir clanging through the open doors. What do Quinn and Glorp do?
Follow.
I quickly follow.
Yeah.
Follow and quickly follow. Okay, so I'm going to put you actually at the back.
Okay.
Because everyone seemed to be following him, and you were just more like, hello? Waiting for a response, but nothing ever came. So I imagine as the 3 go in, you would go in as the 4th.
Can I, like, kind of close, like, put the door back to where it was behind me?
Yes, absolutely. I actually really like that. Thank
We're
you.
sealed in.
I didn't shut it.
It's not shut. It's just exactly the
The
way it
way
was
it's
before.
shut.
Give me a d20 actually on that.
Speak friend.
11.
Okay, excellent.
I have a mosquito bite.
You walk into a grand foyer. It is relatively well lit, all things considered, by some sconces that emit seemingly more light than you would expect all across the sides of the room. There's a very large opening, a very, very large floor. It's all like granite, marble, like fine stone, with 2 staircases leading up to an upper landing and sort of like a second floor of the foyer. And those staircases go up and come to a landing behind a very large and prominent statue depicting Ramuh as the lightning esper, with a staff held high in one hand, looking up toward the sky. The tip of the staff is an orb of active lightning.
Whoa.
Dibs.
Sorry.
Race to it.
That's pretty sick.
Whoa.
The lightning crackling is not immediately dangerous to you, as you are far away from it. But every now and then, a nice little streak comes down about halfway down the statue. Statue, by the way, is about 25 feet tall. It's a very large statue of Ramuh.
It's only 5 times my height.
It's a bit of overkill.
Very tall.
Let's see here.
Ramuh must have a small one.
Staff? Yeah.
Yeah.
On the upstairs landing, you do see a large singular doorway and a big crystal coming out of the wall right next to the doorway, with a closed eye above the door, made of stone.
What color is the crystal?
The color of the crystal is actually like a neutral light. It is slightly opaque, but it is reflecting the lights of the room.
Pretty.
Does it look like...
Wait, what were you rolling for?
I was rolling a cunning check to see if I can justify Aloysius wanting to try what I thought of trying. And I rolled a 20.
Make it clear before the roll. However,
Yes.
I do appreciate
That was just his own roll.
It was not to.
Oh, I
It was
see.
not to affect anything. It was me deciding for
Got you.
myself
Okay.
if Aloysius would
Okay.
determine it.
Got it. So you're very much on board with the idea, it sounds
Yes.
like. Whatever it is, yes. So what all do you do?
I have a question.
Yes?
Sorry.
It's okay. Don't apologize for questions.
Given my height, how tall or how high can I hop?
What's your
10
dex
feet.
score?
3. A combination of
3.
and
Sim-
3.
Simply because you're a Gripply, and frogs are known for jumping, and with a score of 3, I would give you... You can hop up onto a 6-foot platform.
Cool.
You
Thank
can just
you.
go
Okay.
like, bounce.
You can hop over me.
That's not gonna come into play right this second, but that's really good to know.
I'm going to start heading up the stairs towards that door.
Okay. You start heading up the stairs towards the door. Any particular side? There's 2 staircases, left or right?
Left.
Left. As you're facing it, left.
That's literally how I was picturing it. So
Cool.
I'm gonna
You,
follow him.
you all see Sir and Boggy go up the left set of stairs towards the door on the upper landing. Quinn and Glorp, what do you do?
I want to know if the crystal looks like it's there deliberately, or if it's like,
the one next to the door.
Or just
Yeah.
happens to be there?
or if it looks like an impact, like if something like a giant threw a giant crystal one day and it like just embedded itself into the wall,
Ah.
or is it like a priest was like, let's put this pretty thing right here.
Well, what you can tell from where you're currently standing in the bottom of the foyer, it's the only crystal that you can see in the room of its likeness. So you're kind of tempted to assume that it's there deliberately, but you don't know until further inspection.
I'm gonna go up to it and inspect that.
Okay. So are you going to follow them or go up the other stairs?
I feel like that matters.
The other stairs.
Okay. Beautiful. Glorp.
Glorp is following,
Me.
but not quickly or slowly.
Since you're
Keep it up.
kind of dawdling a little bit behind, I'm going to want you to roll a d20 for me real quick.
Cody. Here's your little boy.
10.
What's your cunning?
2.
Okay.
Why is Glorp more cunning than me?
Well,
Glorp
He's
is
seeing some
an
shit.
assassin.
smart stabby person. All
Which is
right.
weird. This is not how he acts outside of sneaking.
As you watch your 3 party members, for the time being, go up the stairs, and you're kind of keeping an eye on them, and you're about to choose which side of the stairs you want to go up, maybe not. Something catches your eye, and it's actually a metal rod leaning against a plaque at the bottom of the statue.
Now that I'm at the top of the stairs, I'm going to inspect that orb.
Excellent. The orb of the crystal. Sorry.
Those are
There
two
is-
different things.
Yes, there is a crystal next to the door. It's fixed to the wall.
Next to the doors. So
Gotcha.
the orb is on the staff, right?
The orb is on staff. It's like a lightning
So
orb.
the crystal next to the door.
Okay. As you pass by the upper landing, making your way to the door, or to the crystal rather. Crystal's right next to the door. You feel your bunny hairs stand up on end because you are actually very near the active orb of lightning.
Erotic.
Awesome.
The landing is about 20 feet above where the bottom of the foyer is, and the statue's 25 feet tall. So this orb is basically right up to your head, but the door is set back a little bit further behind the statue, so you got about 10 or 15 feet of wiggle room per se. So, but it is very near you.
Okay.
You walk up to the crystal, and you said you wanted to examine it.
Mhm.
Give me a d20.
Cave of Wonders vibes.
I'd want to touch that
Is that
so
plus
hard,
anything?
though.
Three.
Oh.
And your cunning.
So 14.
14. You examine the crystal. It seems very much affixed to the wall with purpose, and you see a small carved out line, as if there's some sort of a connection between the crystal and the closed stone eye above the door, connecting the two things.
I'm going to try the door. It's
The door doesn't seem to have a handle on it. Pushing on it does nothing.
Who the hell built this place?
Has he touched the crystal at this point?
I made it so that you didn't touch the crystal. You were just
Way
inspecting
over
it.
you.
So how
Way
closely do you
over
wish to
the
inspect it?
Is it smooth?
You go up, you look at it. It appears to be somewhat smooth. As it looks as if it would have the surface of quartz.
Can I have some water, please, sir? Thank you.
But you haven't touched it yet, so I'm just describing it to you. Cop a feel.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do that so much. It's shiny.
You get the sensation that it is actually much smoother than it looks right before you feel a little bit too much warmth and an automatic recoil of your hand, as you do not wish to get burned.
I put my tongue back in my mouth because I was definitely thinking of licking it, but letting him touch it first.
It's gonna taste like a battery.
I zapped the crystal.
You zap the crystal with your holy element. You inflict 8 points of damage upon the crystal. It cracks slightly.
Fuck.
You broke it.
No, I didn't.
It's cracked.
It's still in the wall.
Broke it a little.
It's in the wall.
It's broken a little.
It's fucking fine.
Oh,
Listen,
Awkward, right?
just nobody else zap it, and we'll be fine.
It's still shiny.
While this conversation is
now,
going
silver
on,
lining.
you hear a very deep rumbling of the earth, but it is very subtle.
Good job.
We pissed off the crystal.
It was your music that pissed off the crystal.
I don't think so. It wasn't upset until you did the thing.
I mean, nobody's gonna be pissed off at this music.
Thank
Did you say there
you.
was a stick near me? A staff?
Well, a stick would be a very uneloquent way of describing this finely made metal rod that is perfectly straight and leaning up against.
But it is
the bottom.
100% in character for Glorp to call it a stick.
Yeah.
100%, yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Tim.
And also 100% in character for the DM to say, how dare you call my creation a stick? It's okay.
Stick is also the name of the character that John played in my D&D game.
Stick.
That's adorable.
I love it. Obviously a halfling.
Nope.
Well, stupid.
Human fighter.
Well,
He used the metal walking stick. That's why he was called.
Okay, that's very funny, actually.
I would like to attempt to pick it up. I do not have strength, but it's what work would do. So,
Upon picking it up, you can't help but notice that the plaque has writing on it, and when you pick it up,
Well, too bad you can't read.
when you pick it up, you feel
Racist.
like this is a very, very nice, like almost baton, and it has a very nice handle on the bottom that makes a very nice grip for this rod.
Is the handle vodka?
a handle of.
Yes, yes.
Can I read it?
You may, yes. It is written in the common tongue. The plaque says, "Lightning is birthed in chaos. Energies swirl and wander aimlessly until a path is presented. An opportunity for greatness."
Well, I think I'll keep this for now. So I just
thank you.
moving along with my stick.
I'm not
sure
going to
this-
say I figured it out as soon
wait.
as I
Sorry.
walked into the room, but I figured it out as soon as we walked into the room.
How much?
I played
How tall is it?
I've played Zelda.
You probably already told me this, but how tall is it?
How tall is what?
The
Did-
stick.
Did you read that out loud or in your head?
Out loud.
Okay.
Definitely.
How tall is the stick?
The metal rod. The
It's
rod,
a
the
25
nice,
foot
beautiful rod.
The stick is roughly 1 foot long.
That is a nice walking stick.
I'm going to. This is not going to work the way it's supposed to, but it is the first thing that Aloysius would think of. I'm going to put my hand on the orb and point on the crystal and point at the orb with one hand like this.
Tiny.
Gotcha.
I heard create a path.
Hand.
You put your hand on the crystal. It begins to burn, and you point toward the lightning, trying to make a path of the lightning toward the crystal. Yes.
Yes, with my body, because
With your
that is
body.
the smart thing a zero cunning person would do.
Excellent. You're going to take. Well, that was technically cocked. I'm sorry.
As good as on the wire, yeah.
Oh wow, that was not cocked. You were destined to have that be a 6. You're going to take 8 points of true damage
Good
from the crystal,
Good thing I'm a tank.
burning your hand. Your hand is actually burned quite badly,
Oh no. Shit.
especially as a bolt of lightning arcs to your finger and passes through your body, lighting up the crystal.
That does not feel good, let me tell you. My experience is from a toaster, not an orb, but just saying.
Or just silently cast heal.
Oh, that's fine.
It's going to be 10 plus. No, it'll be not 6. It'll be 4. 14 points of lightning damage
No, you're fine. I
on
cast
top
heal.
of the 8 true damage.
I cast heal.
I'm down to 6.
True damage?
Is that
That's 12.
Damage
Oh, 12. I
isn't
thought that was
blocked by
19%.
like armor or elemental resistances
Okay.
and stuff.
It's just you take that damage no
Can I
matter
have a
what.
different eraser? Because this one's awful. In every sense of the word.
So you, sir, take the 22 points of damage, and you immediately take your hand off of the crystal because of how badly it hurts. Once you see that the crystal begins to glow a pale and yet pale as in the color, pale purple, but it glows very brightly. And as soon as you take your hand off the crystal, there's no more electricity surging through your body. You take a couple steps back in shock, and you see that the path from the crystal to the closed eye begins to fill slowly with purple energy.
It's beautiful.
As the energy gets closer and closer to the eye begins to open.
It's your new friends like just.
It's beautiful.
I want to roll this of my own volition. I would like to roll whether or not I stay conscious after taking that much damage.
Okay.
I
Do you want me to do that as just a 20 roll or add my con?
Constitution, absolutely.
That is a 16 plus 4.
You're fine. You take a couple steps back, shrug it off as a wonderful tank would, and smile gleefully as you see that your plan has somewhat worked.
I rolled 12 for the heal. 3 plus 3 plus 8 is 14.
You are healed for 14 points of damage, and you see that Quinn was the one who healed you.
Did I restore the MP from the battle we experienced as we were
Yeah, I
traveling
was
here?
about
Absolutely.
to ask that.
All of your HP, actually not HP, I'm sorry. All of your MP is restored since the previous battle, and you went through 2 encounter rolls. So I'm gonna, no actual time for resting, but you did go at a slow pace. So I'm gonna go ahead and allow everyone to roll a D8 plus their Constitution modifier to regain HP if necessary.
Didn't take any damage.
But not right now, though, Jim, because you were probably full, maybe, by the time you got here? Or no?
I was still at my 28 out of 36.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, you definitely heal up then.
I rolled a 3 plus 3.
I'm just going to leave it at the 20.
Excellent.
So what? But I only had 2 HP gone.
My hand,
You're full then.
my hand still burned.
Very much so, yes.
Awesome.
You definitely feel the after effects of the burn, though it doesn't, like...
Well, thanks for the heal. I feel good enough to do it again.
No.
It's
Shine
already.
is not always worth it.
Sorry, you.
Here, look, I found a stick.
You go all the way up the stairs and hand him the stick?
Yeah. If you want it. I was just going to throw it in the next battle.
A small Gripply hands you a rod roughly the same size as they are. And as it is passed from one hand to the next, you see lightning arc to the rod. But nothing happens. You just have a connection with the electricity in your hand.
I touched the rod to the crystal.
I thought it would make you feel better. That's all.
You touch the rod to the crystal, it glows a little brighter, and the pathway is completely
He's not
filled
gonna
with
articulate that
purple
loud.
light, and the eye completely opens.
As the eye opens, it just hello.
I poke the eye.
It is roughly 10 feet off of the ground.
I'm 5 feet. I don't think I can jump that high. I do have
How
4
long's my
strength.
tongue?
I can hop 6 feet, he said.
I don't think your tongue quite reached that, I'm sorry.
What color
You
is
could-
the eye?
That is a great question. I'm going to say the eye is purple. Purple with a black pupil and white space around it.
My eyes are
What, is Ramuh
purple.
some sort of royalty?
I shall return.
Goodbye.
Could I?
It's a Vikings
By
fan.
any chance?
However, before you go, Jim,
I
Oh, yeah, I do need it.
I love what you did, and you see the door begin to open.
Okay.
And then you can, I just want you to know that what you did caused it to open.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right, so a lightning rod with a grip of sorts is being held currently by Sir as the doorway opens and the eyes open and the crystal is still glowing. The next room,
Cody, no.
Sorry.
the next room, as you just peer through the doorway out of just sheer curiosity, is lit about the same as the foyer, or the foyer.
Oh, it's pronounced foyer.
Yeah.
It's
It's
tomato,
either.
tomato.
No.
Foyer.
Foyer.
I think that's the most correct.
Foyer. So the foyer
Uh-huh.
is
Reorth.
yes.
Backwards.
Anyway, it has the same lighting. That's what I'm getting at, and it's a you see that the room is circular and it's quite large. Let's see here. I want to make sure I'm not
Now,
forgetting anything.
geology question here. I know that you said the stairs led into the side of cliff,
Yes.
which the temple was in the side of the cliff.
Yes.
Therefore, we went up, we went to the side, and now we're in a large round room. Physiologically speaking, it makes sense that there would be this big of a room upstairs from where we started. Like, it's not like just this... There's not like some sort of magical trick that's like, this architecture doesn't somehow make sense. Is that correct? There's not like...
Nice.
You are questioning things in a sense of, and it makes sense for someone who comes from a Linnell. You're used to very.
What trick is in here?
Yeah, you're used to this very non-magical types of masonry and stonework architecture. So walking into a room like this, you're like, this is bizarre. And I said walking into, assuming you walk in.
I walk in.
But witnessing it and walking in now. Thank you.
I stroll.
You stroll into this room, and you're kind of in awe as it is a large room in the side of a cliff. You know that you're within a mountainside right now. Or at least you believe so. You do feel this sort of almost like TARDIS kind of feeling, like it's just kind of like ever expanding space in here.
Nice.
But you haven't truly ever felt anything like that before, so it's kind of hard to put your finger on. But you realize that something magical must be afoot here, because you haven't quite experienced anything like this before, and you assume that it must be so. Otherwise, it would be very silly.
Are there windows in this room?
No.
Okay, good.
Once we get just a little bit into it, I do want to test the acoustics.
They sound phenomenal.
Oh, hell yeah.
You're like, this, dude, like, the sound is bouncing off the stone, it's circular, and I'm just going to say, purely in character, because you totally would, you go to the very center of the room.
Hell yeah.
To get all of the sound reverberating directly back into the focal point. And it sounds amazing. It sounds like you're singing and you're hearing your voice again in headphones.
Oh, hell yeah.
And it's great. It's a wonderful experience for you.
Wow.
I actually start to like your singing a little bit in this room.
Yes!
Like, oh, that's what you're supposed to sound like.
Hurtful.
Okay.
I am one of the greatest musicians. Alright? Look, I'm gonna be big.
Not literally, sure.
And we knew you before you were famous.
Exactly.
Say that.
Do we get royalties as a result?
Oh, but I can give you my autograph.
Maybe we should write a song about us and our adventures.
Write a song about one day almost getting kidnapped.
Yes.
I love it.
What do you see?
Look, I've got notes.
Do you have a title for the song? The conversation, you notice, begins to trail off a little bit as four of you, assumedly, when Jim gets back in here.
He leaves.
When you notice that you all begin to, like, your attention is all drawn towards another very large statue of Ramuh at the very end of the room from where you came from. It is toward the back of the room, another statue of relatively the same size. It is depicting Ramuh, the observer, holding a staff with both hands centered close to his chest, with the bottom tip of the staff touching the ground, slightly leaned forward, and you can see that the statue's eyes are fixed into the center of the room, so almost as if Ramuh is like staring into your soul right now. The eyes...
Welcome, captive audience.
The eyes then emit a pale purple glow, and the door behind you closes.
She can stop singing if that would be preferable to you, my lord.
They.
Sorry.
I need Jim in here. It's okay.
Midge!
Midge.
We're gonna get attacked by a giant statue and it's gonna be all your fault. Or yours.
I'm in the quiet when I'm sneaking, so... Oh, I sneak. Oh, I rolled a 2. Bloody hell.
Usually I charge for a performance this good.
But I've got 3 decks, so do with that what you may. Did it work?
I'm so sorry. I was reading. What did you say?
I said, I rolled to sneak, but I rolled a 2, and I have 3 decks.
Excellent. You feel like you could have done a much better job sneaking.
But I don't know if I...
You are still going through the motions of said sneaking because you are determined to stay within that sneak mode of yours.
Okay.
But you were just like, damn, I feel like I'm messing this up somehow.
Great.
And you find it notably difficult to muffle your sound in this room.
We went into a round robin.
It goes bob along.
Very large stone circular room
With really good acoustics.
with really good acoustics.
Fogford loves this.
Yes.
Yes.
They sounded amazing.
Another large statue of Ramuh, depicted as the observer, in the back of the room.
Can I hear the sound of silence?
No, you cannot, because Boggy is singing. And you definitely do not hear silence as the door behind you closes, and that very satisfying stone-on-stone action, baby.
Yes, when it appears we're stuck.
Yes. The door does close behind you, and the statue of Ramuh, peering directly into the center of the room where Boggy is currently standing, the eyes emit a pale purple glow right before that door closes. After the door closes, the lights in the room get very dim. And the only thing making any light, so the only light source in this room currently, are 6, I never know how to pronounce it. I want to say brazier? 6 braziers?
Brazier.
Brazier? Okay. 6 braziers lining the walls with purple flame. Now, you're thinking 6 very large flames. That's probably a lot of light.
Cooking.
But the flames do not emit that much brightness, as they are a dim purple color, and the room is very large.
Do they emit heat?
You feel a slight amount of heat as they alight when the room goes darker.
Even from where we're standing?
Yes.
So they're very hot.
Yeah. It's so subtle.
Are the eyes still lit up on the statue?
Yes. The eyes are still lit, and the fires are now lit, and they are the same color.
Do I know where the eyes are looking? Like if I wanted to be...
The eyes seem to not have changed at all, and before the door was closed and the room got dark, you noticed that Ramuh was staring into the center of the room where Boggy is standing. Boggy, you get pushed back about 10 feet. I want you to roll a d20.
Dormammu.
That's going to be with your constitution.
9.
9.
Plus 3?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Cool.
That saved you quite a bit, actually.
Cool.
You get buffeted back about 10 feet, but you still remain on your feet.
Nice.
You're going to take a d4 of just regular force damage, which it's not even in the game really written. So I'm just gonna call it true damage. You take 3 points of true damage.
Cool.
And you're obviously miffed. You're like, my singing was right. But you believe that you were buffeted back because 4 shadowy figures appear in the middle of the room right in front of you.
Oh, shit.
And the rest of your party is currently behind you. I'm going to say anywhere between 10 and 20 feet.
If I have any movement, I am scurrying back even more.
You can absolutely use this time to do so. The 4 shadowy figures do appear to be pulling out some type of weaponry. So you can't make out exactly what it is because they are shadowed figures. And the room is very dim.
I want to do this just because I thought of it. I want to present my burned hand to Ramuh. See if that does anything.
Alright. Give me a d20.
5.
You feel no significant change in the atmosphere of the room, or no voices in your head, or anything of the such. You merely hold your hand out, and for the rest of the party that may have noticed you doing that, they're just like, okay. I'm going to give a perception check to Boggy. Give me that d20 plus cunning plus 3.
Ooh.
22.
I'm going to say that you are able to make out enough of the shadowy figures to where you notice that they are all holding something different.
How many shadowy figures?
You said there was
There's
4.
4.
Okay.
And you know for sure that one of them is holding what looks like a blade. A shadow blade, if you will.
Ooh.
I I want to get directly like behind Aloysius. Like,
I don't say it, but I want that shadow blade. Also, I attempted to sneak, but I don't think I did a very good job.
You don't feel safe.
Yeah.
I certainly don't.
I'm going to need... Just because I kind of like the idea of rolling for initiative, I don't... Like, initiative's not actually written into the game outside of, like, charge or just dex score, but I'm going to have everyone roll a d20 here. Because there is a moment of time before the shadowy figures do move.
I will have to go last.
You beat me.
You're going to go last
Yeah.
voluntarily?
Yeah.
5.
3.
2.
5, 3, and 2 plus your dex scores.
We add it to you.
0. 3.
I'm going
so
to
it's
allow
8.
you all to add 3 to this as well because of the lovely Boggy.
11.
7.
Okay. I'm going to say that I should probably go for that. I shouldn't assume. Well, okay, well, I'm going to say the shadow figures go first. I'm like, okay.
That's really funny.
Let's see here. Do that. Alright, folks.
Come on, battle music.
You know what? You just reminded me. Thank you so much. And I wanted to play this when Ramuh's eyes lit up.
And Jeff composed this.
No. I wish.
Well, I don't know. What do I know? Just a backwalker.
Boggy. You notice that an arrow is fired at you, but as you hid behind Sir, it strikes him instead.
I'm so sorry.
Wait, what did you roll for your...
Oh, I rolled high. It was almost a crit. It deals you 5 points of piercing damage.
No, thank you.
I'm going to...
Hide yourself.
Is everyone okay with
pat you on the head and say,
with their
"Got this."
associated numbers in this battle for aggro being 1, 2, 3, 4 on a d4, starting with Glorp? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Sure. 44 is my favorite number.
No. Yes, that's fine.
I talked.
Okay. You talked as an instant action. It casts. Wow. Very lucky. You are dealt 3 lightning damage. And wow. I'm going to give you a chance to save your Constitution. You feel like you're going to get stunned from this sudden burst of energy. Roll a d20.
Plus con?
Yes.
Plus 3?
Yes.
That is intense.
That's a nat 20.
You take the hit like, goddamn man.
How much lightning damage did you say?
3.
Okay.
And you shrug that shit off.
What do you think? Goddamn grabbing.
The bladed figure charges at you.
Ability charge.
You don't know. It runs up to you.
I charge it.
You charge it.
While I see it running up to me, I charge it.
Gotcha.
Which takes initiative.
Yes, it does. And I'm going to go ahead. You rolled a 5 on your initiative, I believe.
Yes.
I'm going to say he strikes you first.
I take initiative and charge.
He's going to hit you first. I can just tell you, just for the sake of clarity, he's using charge as well,
Got it.
which does the same thing. And you're, yeah, exactly. You are dealt 4 slashing damage, and then you may return a hit immediately if you like.
That's a 9.
What's your just a 9?
I have no dex.
Gotcha.
I'm
You
gonna miss a lot.
get slashed.
How much slash
And-
did you say? Sorry.
It was 4 damage. You get slashed, and you immediately strike back with a stabby stab. And that is very inappropriate music. I'm stopping that. And you hit.
Oh.
What is your damage, good sir?
D6 plus 4 plus 4 for charge.
Roll that beautiful beam footage.
That's a 4 plus 4 plus 4.
Great.
It's 12.
12 damage. You stab it so much gusto right in its core and deal it 12 damage. You not feel, but you see the shadowy figure reel back as if it is taking a great blow. And then
Probably feels pretty good.
one of the shadowy figures, not ones, and nothing happens.
It kills itself.
Glorp, you have snucked, and I imagine that you were off to the side,
Yeah. So
but you do not feel like you're successfully sneaking currently.
because of that, could I try to sneak again?
With how much attention Sir has brought to the table, I would allow you to make another sneak check.
That's a good balance, Jeff.
4.
It's a 4 plus 3 deaths.
You don't feel much more confident, but by golly, you're giving it your best.
Okay.
Would you like to close distance, or are you going to try and circle the room, like behind one of the braziers, and like try to get behind them or something?
No, I'd like to circle back and get behind.
Hiding behind a light source is a great way.
Whatever enemy I'm closest to, I'd like to work my way
So short.
towards that enemy. Yeah.
Okay, just to let you know, this is going to come into account because of how large the room is.
Yep.
Are you following the wall of the room? Because if you do, it will take you more than one turn to get to where you want to be.
No, I'd like to do the shortest amount of distance possible to get to the first enemy, or whatever one I'm closest to.
Okay. 1, 2. Oh, that's fortunate for you.
Can I tell what these things are made of?
Shadow.
Did you take that metal rod? You still have it, right?
I imagine I kept it, yeah.
You're holding on to it.
So they're made out of literal absence of light shadow.
Of the Colossus.
They are corporeal. You felt connection
thinking
with
of that.
your
Yes,
your
but
weapon.
aside from that, they appear to be just the lack of light.
They appear to be just a lack of light. Yes,
Okay.
with a
But
sort of
they're crunchy still, but
yes, and their appearance has almost like a flame-like appearance to them. Like the shadows are like
Just smarty.
as if you put on the One Ring, and you know that like realm that your headspace goes to, like the appearance of light coming off of things. It has that sort of appearance, but in a shadowy form and not a light form.
I see
just the void.
You know how when you walk around at nighttime and it's pretty dark and everything's just crunchy as you walk around?
Legos. Legos.
Crunchy darkness.
What are you talking about?
Crunchy darkness. That's what we're talking about.
Legos.
It's also the name of a band.
Aloysius does
It's
not have
dark,
cunning,
and you're
so I
stepping on
can't
Legos.
make him think what I'm thinking.
Let's see here. That would be. Oh yeah, I need to roll for that.
And they missed 2.
Okay, well, you actually feel pretty good as you make your way up to get behind one of the
your
shadowy
cunning?
figures. As you get closer,
You have 0 cunning also.
I'm a mage
I would
right
like
now,
you to
yeah.
make a perception check on basically which one is which.
You want to use a mage light
Does
to
one
try
of
to
them have
burn
that
him,
cool
huh?
dagger I saw?
Yeah, that would be the one that is encountering Sir at the moment. The
14.
little shadow blade guy.
Do I get to add anything to it?
Absolutely, you're cunning and +3.
Okay, so
That'd be a
14
total
plus 5
plus
is 19.
5. You were able to make out that the Shadow Blade wielder is currently engaged with Sir. There is a shadowy figure holding onto a bow in the back, about 20 feet behind the Shadow Blade wielder, and there's another shadow figure that appears to have done nothing so far, and there's another shadow figure that is holding what just looks like a rod.
Who is closest? Do you know?
Closest to you right now would be I'm going to say, both the Shadow Blade user and the one holding a rod.
I'm gonna go toward the Shadow Blade user.
Okay. You make your way to the Shadow Blade user. You
Is he
cannot
the one-
act.
He's
currently.
the
That's
one I
what-
crunched, right?
Yes. But you're going to take your whole turn to get there.
Yep.
Cool. Bobby.
Spooky, scary shadow things and shivers down my spine.
Yeah, give us that +3. Do you wish to make any movements? You are currently about 10 feet behind Aloysius.
I think he wants pets.
So, I do kind of looking
bored.
at the brazier things. Are they like hanging or?
That was a great question. They are not hanging. They are, they're like large bowls or dishes that are affixed to the ground, and they, like the bottom of the bowl is about 2 feet off of the ground, and the bowl itself comes up about another foot and a half. And they're very large in diameter. I would say about a 5 feet radius.
Okay, so
Not 5
something
feet
I
radius,
can
5
like,
foot diameter.
not something I can move.
You can certainly try.
Ooh.
All right, Mercer.
Yeah.
I do want to kind of slowly make my way, like just keep keeping eyes, but keep looking over my shoulder as I kind of back towards.
Okay. Now, when you say slowly, do you want to specifically go slow enough to where you are almost in like a sneak, like attempted sneak mode, or you just wish to make your way over there eventually?
Kind of almost attempted sneak mode. I very much don't want to be noticed, despite
Gotcha.
continuing to
Gotcha.
sing.
You can go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
Okay.
Where's that music coming from?
Look at me.
12
Look over there. It's
Plus
three.
plus dex. Okay,
plus 3, yeah.
got it. Thank you.
Plus tax.
Oh, plus dex. So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
16. Excellent. Actually, I can go ahead and do this real quick. Excellent. Sir, since you used charge during an enemy phase, I'm going to go ahead and allow you another attack right now because you're currently engaged.
Okay. I'm going to stab him in the gut and twist.
Oh.
Just for flavor.
So you stab him in the gut, and then you're just like, you know what? That seemed to work real good.
Yeah, pretty much.
Tell me what's your flavor.
What's your flavor?
Dang it. I did that last time too.
That's a 9 again.
Wow. I love the way this is actually playing out. Roll your damage.
That's a 6 plus 4, 10.
You deal another 10 points of piercing damage. The Shadow Warrior crumples. The void kind of implodes on itself, or just crumples in on itself, and there's nothing left of the figure whatsoever. It's completely void of being void, if you will.
Question. Can I charge the rod
Una
dude?
pregunta.
You have already made your action. So you can use charge for movement, and I will give you the plus tier damage and aggro applied to your next turn if you would like.
I'm trying to think what I put here. Plus 4 damage plus THR. I mean, does that mean threat?
Threat. I call threat and aggro, they're interchangeable.
Hey, I wasn't talking to you, Google.
So you wouldn't be able to attack right now, but you can use your movement right now in the form of a charge, and then your hit and damage and threat will apply on your next turn. So essentially,
I'll just
when
wait
the
till my
round
next
comes
turn
back
to see what happens.
There you go. Okay. So you stand over nothing because the enemy's not there anymore. You're just standing there like, wow, that was remarkably easy.
Is there anything on my sword?
Give me a d20.
That is a 13 plus 3.
Yeah.
16.
You do see the remnants of shadow on your blade slowly begin to dissipate into nothing, and your blade is completely clean. But you just watched like the last little bits of it go away. Quinn.
I would like
Did you get one or
to
something?
see this person get hurt a lot and go, wow, he has such terrible luck. He's so brave. It's so admirable. Should probably put him back together. So, what I would like to do, in all seriousness, is to look up at my fairy, look up at Elias and go, let's go, and rush forward so that I'm more of an open target to these shadowy creatures.
Okay.
Not as an open, like, look at me, I'm a target, I'm taunting, but, like, I want to get in there and expose.
Yeah. So
And
you're
then
going to
turn.
get into melee range.
Yes, and then turn and then openly cast heal on him.
Got it. Make your presence and healing known. Got it.
Shout at the shadows. I'm healing him.
By the way,
Who is it?
Is it Ryan?
It feels
I'm
good.
coming down.
14.
a successful cast.
I keep checking, like, does my dex work?
That's a nice bounce.
That's a 3, I think. Yeah, 3. And a 2 for 5 plus 8 is 13.
13.
You heal for 13 points of damage.
I stand visibly straighter at that.
Excellent. I like the little flavor booster there. End of player phase. We got the Shadow Archer. Is definitely very much still drawn to you, sir. Seeing as how you've dealt a total of 22 damage and felled one of its friends.
Get my turn.
What's that?
You just get my turn.
No, I did not.
What the hell's going on with my gold? What is that?
I think it's supposed to be a swan.
Why? It looks like a staple fell on a 2.
What?
What's going on with my gold?
Mine says
What did I
24,
do?
if that helps you.
It's because we started off with our amount, which I think you started with 6, and we gained 15 after the
There you go.
And I just wrote 21 over it. Got it.
Love it. You are struck with an arrow, sir, and you are dealt 4 points of piercing damage.
Ow.
I break the arrow off in my.
Break the arrow off.
I said break.
Give me a d20.
That's a. Is that plus strength?
It's going to be plus constitution.
Oh, well, that's 23. Plus 3 is 26.
You do not damage yourself. You you flex.
I just look badass.
You flex as you break the arrow off, and it does nothing to you.
So I just look cool.
Yeah, you look.
All right, hang on.
You look awesome.
One cool
You get a
point.
cool point for that.
Yay,
Definitely.
cool points.
Hell yeah.
The figure holding a rod does this.
For those listening at home, he limply waved a wand at me.
Yeah. And it did nothing.
Pointed it
Um,
indifferently.
I'm rolling pretty badly for them, I gotta say. I rolled like one good one. And then
I'm a fighter who gets to do fighter things.
you
It's fun. I like it.
you feel and notice the room get even darker. And it becomes magically dark. to you.
Delicious.
Good thing I have devil sight.
Yeah, well, that was their turn. That was sad.
One of them made me look cool, and the others did nothing.
Yeah, basically. Clark.
So, the one that I tried to get up right next to went poof. Correct?
You were behind. Oh, your target changed because the Shadowblade wielder died.
What happened to his shadow blade?
He was stabbed twice in the gut.
No, what happened to the blade?
Oh, what happened to the blade is gone. It was a part of its form, you presume.
Well, fuck. Okay. Anyway, who else is closest?
The rod wielder.
I am going to move towards the. Wait, how long will it take me to get to the rod man? Is that
His
like
name is
everything?
Rod.
You can strike
Rod
strike
Man.
the rod user this turn if you'd like,
Okay.
because it was so close to the Shadowblade
The
wielder.
Rod.
Okay, I'd like to go over there and backstab him.
In Rod we trust.
Give me
Make
another
Rodney
sneak
ready.
check.
12.
Plus
Give
3.
me all your
Plus
pluses.
dex.
It matters.
3. Plus 6, actually, plus 9. That would be,
You 12 plus 9.
21.
Okay, you are good. You feel very comfortable being behind this rod user. It's still fumbling over the fact that it did nothing. You're standing behind him. And you have an action
him.
left.
I backstab him.
You're going to use the ability backstab.
Yeah,
How much damage does it do? It hits.
I will maintain. It does 9 damage.
You deal 9 points of damage to this creature. It jerks like, and it stumbles off to one side. It does not make the noise. It just silently goes.
Makes like the sound of like Shadow Link from Ocarina of Time.
But I put in the sound of just so it sounds better to me.
There you go.
I make the noise for him, actually.
Are you a
Bobby,
voice actor?
Pretending to be.
you feel pretty comfortable and even though you're singing aloud, that there is no attention on you whatsoever.
Sounds bouncing everywhere. They don't know where I am. They can't triangulate.
That, you know what, that adds to it a little bit. And you're getting very close to the brazier closest to you. You can arrive to the brazier right now if you'd like.
Cool, I would
But
like
you would
to.
use all your movement to get there.
Cool, yeah.
Okay, you use all your movement to get there, and you're at the brazier. The heat radiates from it, and it heats you up, your face. It feels very, very nice, very warm, and surprisingly welcoming, despite what's going on right now.
I mean, they're shadowy, so I do feel much better here. How, like, attached is the bowl to, like, the pillar or the pillar to the ground?
Give me a d20 for a little perception.
11.
Plus 3 plus cunning.
16.
At first glance, it appears like it is resting on 4 pegs.
Okay. And
You don't know if it's attached to the pegs or not, but it looks like it is resting on it. Like, you don't see any, like, obvious bolts, like, bolting it down or anything.
Boggy's gonna just shove it over, trying to move it. That's gonna be awesome.
yeah, if I, like, touch the bowl, is it, like, searing hot? Like, if I just...
You get the feeling that it will definitely burn you.
Oh, okay. Can I lift the... Like, are the pegs close to each other? Like...
They're relatively close. Like, you can grab onto 2 at the same time if you need to, but you will stop your song and you will have to cast it again. Because you will actually be interrupting your instrument playing for this.
That's true. Oh, no. Instead, can I just dedicate my next song to Aloysius to give him inspiration as well?
Your next song is going to be dedicated to Aloysius, specifically?
Yeah.
Interesting. So, are you going to basically stop playing right now, and then after your turn, or on your next turn rather, you're going to start playing a new song specifically for him? Or are you just changing your song right now and not doing anything to the brazier? Because you can, to answer your question clearly, you can most certainly dedicate a song to someone, and I'll add a little bit of flavor to it if you like. But it's not going to get around you needing to stop playing for the time being to take a closer look to the brazier or do anything physical with it.
So basically, are you doing something to the brazier, or are you continuing the song?
Essentially, yeah.
I'm gonna try to move the brazier. Yeah, I'm gonna try to move it.
It is suddenly quiet, and my hope has diminished.
No. I would probably keep singing, just, you know, put Matilda on the back and try to lift, like, by the pegs so that I don't burn myself.
Mm-hmm.
And try to just kind of
You're going for the scooch?
I'm going for the scooch.
You're going for the scooch. Okay. I need to... Actually, this is a very... No, I actually don't need to roll that. I need to roll this.
Just put on yourself, I'd say, if I could talk.
Interesting. Give me a d20 strength check.
That's the only thing I'm happening again!
Just your D20 then.
And you do not get... You only get +1 because of your passive.
So that's a 10.
10 total?
10 plus 1.
So 11.
So, you're 11. You feel the pegs budge ever so slightly. And you are not able to move the entire brazier as much as you were hoping. But at the very end of your tug, like you're really getting into it, you feel one of the pegs pop off.
Nice.
Because you imagine that this is all very old and has been sitting around for a while. Yes. The peg pops off and the bowl teeters a little bit. Some of the embers fall out and onto your skin.
Oh, not you.
And I'm going to deal you...
No, foggy skin.
Wow, okay. 5 burning damage.
Ow!
So the way burning damage works in this is that you're going to get hit for another 5 on your next turn. So 5 now and then 5 later. But luckily for you, I rolled above the threshold that the bowl did not fall over onto you.
That's good. That's good. That's nice.
It would have it would have dealt considerably more burning damage if that had happened. And it is Sir's turn, but he is away for the moment, so I'm going to go ahead and skip to you. He probably would be okay with you doing this.
Yeah.
He did want to charge, he said, on the previous turn to another target.
I really want to attack. I'm going to attack. Wandy is still up, right? Shadow Wand.
Wandy is still up.
That's
It
what I
was
thought.
just backstab.
Yeah, I'm gonna zap him for 8 holy damage, please.
You deal 8 holy damage to the wand user. The bright white light just blows through it like a hole through it, and it's almost like a Kamehameha wave in terms of how effective it is. And
It's like, wait, I have a wand.
yeah, the shadow essentially like stumbled from the backstab, and then its chest is just exposed to you. You blow a hole through its chest, and it just goes and fades into nothing. It like looks like it's falling over backwards onto poor Glorp.
Yeah.
But nothing hits Glorp
Excuse
because
me.
it just faded away.
Oh, Doc. Never mind.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Terrific.
Yeah, he's literally just calling to see if we're on for tomorrow.
The rod user was just zapped into oblivion by holy magic by Quinn.
Wait. So the little soul came out and went to the Oblivion Gate?
What's that?
You said zap to Oblivion.
Oh, that's funny. No, actually, there's no souls here.
Well, did it?
Who did it? No, that you do not actively see that happening. No. It is your turn,
I'm gonna
sir.
charge the archer.
Charge the archer. Okay.
Charger.
The Charger.
And that's a 10.
Unfortunately for you, because of the darkness effect that was put onto your vision, it misses. I'm so sorry.
But I rolled higher.
You did.
4.
You did.
That was a greater than 1.
You charged. You made your presence known.
The
You were
archer
like,
has the
"You
same-
motherfuckers!" And you slashed down with a mighty blow, but it just fell short.
He has the same AC as the fighter.
You do not know how big of a penalty you are getting to your attack roll, but you did miss.
Because the room is dark
Yes.
and full of terrors.
The room is dark already, but then your vision darkened even more,
Dark wings,
And you lost hope.
and you lost hope. Yes, and you feel that it is coming from a magical source in which you've lost more vision.
Three-eyed raven. What are you anyway?
Any phase.
Still mad about that.
Since you missed, the archer is going to step back and take a shot at you from near point blank.
Oh, attempt to catch the arrow for no reason.
And I rolled miserably. That's a what's my
Miserably, sir.
bonus?
Miserably.
I only rolled a 1, so 6.
I have 9 defense.
The arrow, very surprisingly, goes wide right
Oh,
this time.
Did it hit me?
No, it hits no one. It was a
would
wild
like-
shot.
I
It
would
launched up, basically.
I would like to try to catch it. With
You're
no
like, jump.
with like no ability to do so.
Drax.
If
chill.
you roll 2 nat 20s in a row, I will allow it to happen.
12.
Great. You are very late in your attempt to catch the arrow, and you find it amusing to yourself at least.
What are you doing?
The other shadowy figure.
I thought there was only one left.
Well, there's 2. There's one that hasn't really done much, and then the archer. There's 4 total. 2 of them have been killed. You see that shadowy figure take a step to the side, leaving another shadowy figure in its place. And the one that moves up to you, coming up to your side. And I rolled a 10. You said you had 9 defense? It barely hits. Where'd that go?
Always by your foot.
Hold Jenny.
Yep.
Always
Yep.
by your foot.
Always by my foot. That's how good
It wasn't when I dropped it.
Don't worry though. Its measly little blade only deals you 2 damage to your side.
I laugh.
Yeah. And rightfully so. That was pathetic. I thought that was going to be so much cooler. Player face, because you had already gone. Glorp. The figure that you backstabbed was blown into oblivion by a white glow, and the two other shadow figures are quite a ways, not quite a ways, but you would have to use regular movement that's non-snucked to reach them and attack them this turn. If you sneak to them, you will not make it this turn.
Okay, I would like to throw my dagger at one of them.
Excellent. Would you like to throw your dagger at the shadow that was left in its place by the other shadow? I hope that makes sense.
Yeah.
Or
Like it multiplied?
yes.
Okay.
Or one of the two that's currently attacking Sir.
The multiple. So the first one you said.
Okay, so you want to throw your dagger at the duplicate one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Roll that
I
d20.
use the ability throw.
Okay. And what's all the
3.
bonuses?
I'm not snuck anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So like a 3.
A 3?
Well, okay, so this is my roll. I rolled 7.
Yeah.
And I add my dex to it, right?
Yes.
So that was a 3.
Oh, God, I'm
10.
sorry. I thought your final result was a 3. I was like, what? All right, so that's 10.
Where
And
did
then,
minus 4 come from?
yeah, yeah. And then, do you have the ability to throw by chance?
I do. What are
Excellent.
we doing?
Does it give you any extra
That's
stats?
plus 4 attack, plus 2 damage.
Oh, so that is
Shit, I forgot to
a
do that.
14.
God, I stared right at it before I did it.
It's
too.
okay. Roll the damage on your dagger. You hit.
It's wrong. Wrong.
It's okay. Ooh, I think that was a 4.
It was a 4. Plus 4. No, plus 2.
4 plus, so you deal 6 piercing damage as you throw it, and it goes through the duplicate, and causing it to completely dissipate. And you hear your dagger clatter across the far side of the room as it goes through it.
Cool.
There are only 2 shadows left, and they're both attacking Sir.
Was I supposed to add a dex to damage too, or no?
Negative. But you feel like it doesn't matter because the shadow is now gone.
Can I use my minor action to make my way over to the other shadow figures?
Absolutely. So you throw, the shadow figure dissipates, and you run into combat.
Boing, boing, boing. Yeah, I do. Okay.
Harder frog.
Cool.
Terrific. Boggy, at the beginning, or sorry, at the end of this
One
turn,
more.
you take 5 more damage.
And one more thing. Sorry.
What?
The throw doesn't
One
cost
more
anything,
thing.
wise.
Throw does not cost.
Nice, rule maker.
Yeah, it is a completely positive gain for a passive ability. It just allows you to throw better
Hey,
anytime.
it's awful nice of you.
You are still like kind of in shock at the sudden burn damage. You weren't expecting the peg to pop off, and you're like, "Ow! Oh my God, that hurt!"
My scream is just like the skill, like
Yeah, you're like arpeggiating your scream. Yes.
yeah, exactly.
And what do you wish to do with this broken off, very almost splintery peg now?
I didn't need to break it. I was trying to move it.
Glorp thought about trying to knock one over.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out of the way and let it kind of slide onto the floor.
Okay, you get out of the way. It does not slide onto the floor. It is like precariously balanced though. Like it won't take much to really
Can
knock
I
it over.
push it away from me?
You can kind of like sidestep it and push it towards the direction that the peg came off of.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I will note though, if you try to push it just with your hands, it will burn you.
Can
You
I
know for
push
a
it by
fact
like
it's not.
knocking into the other pegs to encourage it to fall the way it's already kind of leaning?
I'm
already hurting,
I would
I'm
say
at 10.
you're pretty short. The pegs aren't like, it's not very high off the ground.
Yeah.
So it would be a very, very awkward like
Ah.
kind of like slam. But you can use something instead. I don't believe you would use Matilda.
I would not use Matilda. How dare you insinuate that?
But
What if you used Matilda?
What if Matilda gained magic from the purple fire? I
What if
doubt
it gained
this.
a soul?
It has a
She
soul.
already has a soul. Thank
Oh,
you very much.
What if she gained dual personality?
asking the real questions here. I love it.
Someone had to do it. Someone had to do it. Someone had to do it.
It can't deal that much damage, can it? If I quickly just push it.
A little nudge.
Yeah.
You're gonna take a little
A little
burn,
damage.
a little burn for a little nudge.
Little burn for a little nudge.
All right, you give a little nudge. Go ahead and give me a strength check. It's gonna be a D20 with only a +1.
Okay. That's a natural 20.
Yeah, it is.
Beautiful. You basically just like get that double fist ready, like Star Trek style.
I lick the sides of my fist first to try and negate the burn.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
cool
so-
off your hands a little bit, and you just go like, and you hear a very satisfying like as it tilts over and falls to the ground, emitting purple ash and ember and wood and flame everywhere across the floor, in about like a 10-foot diameter pool next to where the pegs are. And you take no damage from that whatsoever because of the beautiful roll and the preemptive licking.
Everything's solved by licking.
Everything is solved by licking. I love the flavor that you added, and you rolled really well. So
Thank you.
there we go. You now have a puddle or a pool of 10-foot diameter purple flame on the ground, and boy, you've really made a mess of this room. You're holding onto a broken peg. The brazier's on the ground.
I didn't mean to break it.
It's totally fine.
It's in the bowl still, though, right?
So, some of the flame is still in the bowl, yes. Yeah, it's not like it all scattered. You have a little bit of wood still in the brazier and quite a bit of a mess around it.
So I can push the bowl.
You can keep pushing it if
Yeah.
you like, yes. But you've acted this turn already.
Yes.
You've
No.
examined.
But
You have hit.
I'm
you
making
licked.
sure for my next
Yes.
move,
Yes.
I can do what I'm thinking of doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Sir, you have two foes on you. One at your side, dealing a piddly 2 damage, and one in front of you, who had the audacity to miss wide with an arrow at point blank.
Do either of them look hurt? I don't remember.
You cannot tell. They are not the type of form that you can tell how damaged they are, outside of just like them just reacting to a hit. That's not.
I'm gonna bring my sword down straight on the archer's head.
Okay.
Just
Close that gap and bring it vertically slashing down onto its head.
that's a 14.
14. You hit. Roll that beautiful damage.
5 damage.
You deal 5 damage to the archer's. I'm gonna say like right next to its head is where your blade fell, and it staggers a little bit. It's like, but not the. It just goes.
I make the noise for it again.
Thank you. Is that all you wish to do on this turn?
Oh, there's not much else I can do.
I heal this guy. 9.
4. 1.
13.
13!
Another 13. You heal for 13. Do you wish to make any movement?
With a mighty 13.
I heal, and then I pick my buck teeth, like between my buck teeth and my wand.
Love it.
You have a very narrow wand.
Don't look at it. Don't shame my wand,
It's
okay?
narrow but long.
It's the opposite of what you want.
Let's see here. You see the archer in front of you drop the bow, and a little blade comes out of his hand, and it lunges at you with it.
At first it's like, oh.
9.
That's my defense.
That's
Sucks.
9 is my defense.
That's my defense.
That's all, folks.
It is going to deal you a whopping 4 piercing damage.
Ow.
Ow, you guys.
Really all you can do.
What?
Why?
Just little pierces, you know.
What did it do?
The shadow that attacked your side, you lunged at it, or at the archer, stepping away from it slightly, and you notice in your periphery that the shadow turns and faces Quinn.
Yeah.
You see,
Crits and kills him.
Dr. Quinn.
Jesus.
-1 damage.
You see, you see a blade come out of it at a range, and it strikes Quinn directly, like right next to the collarbone, dealing 4 piercing damage.
Hopefully he doesn't break his collarbone.
Is it 3? Okay.
And hopefully Glorp doesn't jump into his arms.
Appreciate that. It's a little inside joke from a long time ago.
Okay.
I'm talking like 20 years almost.
Oh.
You kick the door open.
My
There's a
God.
halfling behind him.
What a callback.
That was awesome.
That was so great.
It wheezes.
He wheezes.
Really, 20 years ago?
I know he's dead.
That was
That was
like
like
10 years
He
ago.
does.
No! The joke is that that Allie jumped into my arms when I had a broken collarbone, and I instinctively went to catch her, and I was like,
Oh.
because that's what good guys do. They catch women, because I don't think of my collarbone when a woman jumps into my arms.
When did you break your collarbone?
Junior year of high school. It was a long time ago.
What did you do?
Skiing.
Oh.
Anyway, we're gonna move on from
You
that.
know, it took until that moment for me to realize you weren't talking about something in game.
Me too.
And that makes it a lot worse.
Yeah. You were skiing in D&D.
I was skiing in D&D, and I broke my collarbone in D&D, and then Allie jumped in my arms in D&D.
She was playing herself.
Glorp, it is your turn. You had approached the fight. You are now standing very near the figure that threw a dagger at Quinn.
Can I minor action pick up my dagger?
The dagger's across the room. Absolutely not. Sorry. It basically sailed through the path shadow.
Right.
Out of tongue range, I assume.
Yeah, very much so. Unless you have like a 30-foot tongue.
I don't know, let's roll.
How long is my tongue? Do I know?
It's
Well,
not.
of course you know,
Can
but
I
it's
roll
not
for
30
that?
feet.
Every
can-
Gripply measures their tongue.
You can basically just tell me how long, like in character.
It's
your
not
tongue
30
would be.
times your
Oh,
length.
it's 30.
Yeah.
It's 30 feet.
Oh yeah, totally.
15 times.
I'm willing to give you like a good like 8 inches on your tongue.
I'll take it.
But, like, okay.
9 feet.
8 inches on your
Scale
tongue, huh?
wise, I feel like a
Swear to
frog
God.
tongue is typically like just
God,
slightly
that was a
shorter
long
than
time
them
ago.
in general.
Jeez. I'm old.
So I think you should give him a full like foot at least.
I'll give you a foot. I'll give you a foot. That's fine. I'm willing to bend a little bit. Very provocative. A whole foot on that tongue.
Is there more to that image?
Yeah, there is.
Okay. Anyway, I have to go get my knife that I throw.
Do you have no other weapon?
Dagger. I have no. I do, but it's on my belt.
If it's on your belt, you can access it as a minor action.
I access it as a minor action.
Terrific. You now have your weapon in your hand.
Okay, cool.
That's no
Am I
longer on your
close
belt.
enough
I
to,
throw
like-
it.
Stop! God.
What weapon is it? Another dagger?
Yes.
Oh, terrific! Yeah. So you have another dagger. I will even say in character, the dagger you threw was the one that was on your belt,
No.
and then you were holding onto your mini hand the whole
Which
time.
usually have
If-
them daggers.
If you wanted to do it that way, but it's okay. I'm just
Like a quick draw.
That's not what I did.
okay. It doesn't matter. Like for the sake of mechanics, it doesn't matter. And we're spending too long on this. You said you wanted to attack the guy right in front of you.
Yeah, I
Terrific.
did. I just stab him.
Roll it. Beautiful.
Stick it.
Jesus.
Oh,
3.
3 plus 3.
3 plus 3, 6. This is going to be a miss, unfortunately. I'm so sorry.
I throw it. Can I do that?
No.
You stabbed its shadow.
You do have movements if you'd like.
Gotta go get my fucking other knife.
Okay. You miss, you go down, and you leave to go get your knife. Bogey.
Stand
Bogey.
his waist in
Bogus.
So I don't
Oh,
want to
this-
like
we'll get on to this.
continuously push it across the floor. I want to give it like a good shove and follow it and shove it and follow it.
Got it. A continuous series of pushings.
Yeah, like I want to get it as far as I can with as little touching as possible and trying to shove it towards the party with the shadow creatures. Like it gets close enough and they can take care of it. I don't want to get too close to them myself, but I can at least.
Got it. Okay. Give me a D20 strength check.
Is it?
It's an 8 plus 1, so
Okay.
9.
A 9. The 9 does not push it forward very far. You get maybe 5 feet, and you're like, damn. And you're now, I don't want to say surrounded, but you have flames very near you. You're very aware of how like well lit and like almost in like danger you are. You're like,
Yeah.
anything else? You do have movement technically.
I am going to. With the stuff that's kind of spilled out of it, the flames around me, is there like a more torch-looking one of them? Like one that I can pick up, like a non-burning piece of wood that still has fire on the end of it?
You know what? Give me a d20 on that.
Cool. It's a 10.
What's your cunning?
2.
2. It's a 13. I'm going to say that you find one usable piece for a torch, but it's going to be not only very makeshift, but you have a feeling that if you were to pick it up, it's not going to last in your hands very long because it's of the way that it's burning.
Then I'm going to...
There's not much of a handle on it, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But you can absolutely pick it up right now if you like.
Yeah, I'm going to, and I'm going to move towards Quinn.
Move towards Quinn?
Mm-hmm.
With that? Okay. But you're going to have to sidestep around the flame, so it'll take just a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Cool.
What's
So,
up?
Or can I just hop over the flames?
yeah, give me a d20 dex check.
Risky.
Sure.
That's a 3.
+1.
You jump over some of the fire and land on the edge of the fire, burning your feet.
God damn it. I was just trying to flavor it.
Honestly, I love the flavor, but you deal, I'm just going to say 3 fire damage because you quickly step out of the fire. It's not going to be a burning damage. It is just nice and toasty on your feet. You're like,
You
ow,
get
ow,
knocked
ow.
out by your
And
own
you just,
shenanigans.
and you just like bounce out of the flame real quick. Sir, it is your turn.
I'm a stabby stab.
Archer?
Stab a stab.
No.
Oh.
Miss?
It's a 5.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Unfortunately, you go for a stabby stab, and it basically just goes underneath its arm and does not make much contact whatsoever. Quinn.
Yeah, I know.
I'll just blast.
I just... It's not personal. I'm gonna zap this guy.
Which one?
The archer. The used to be archer. For 8 holy damage.
Okay. You zap the archer for 8 holy damage.
It freaks me out a little bit to go like, oh, he's disarming himself. What the fuck? I don't like that.
It blasts through him just like it did on the last one. And it is still standing somehow with a hole in it.
What happened to the bow when he dropped it?
It disappeared.
Okay.
It's literally like it just went into the void.
So a shadow falling into shadow, basically.
So there is a void.
What's the deal with voids?
I jump in the void.
Title of the episode: What's the deal with voids? Like a Jerry Seinfeld accent.
What's up with that?
What's the deal with all the voids?
It must be the economy.
Do you want to do anything else after you zap?
No.
October.
I watched this frog come my way and go, yes? You have a message? Oh, God.
Message for you, sir.
You shall not have died in vain. Actually, I'm still
You did
alive.
great.
You shall
Don't
not
know
have
what
been
you
mortally
did,
wounded
but-
in vain.
Apparently you made a mess.
The archer,
So good. I just like show you my very
the archer,
Wow.
quote unquote, takes a wild stab at you, lunges forward and misses, and then vanishes.
We used to look like a couple of goons attacking each other and missing
Basically,
all the
and
time.
then a hole got blown through, and it tried again, and it died. So the would-be archer is now gone.
Good.
Are we still doing phrasing?
Well, he said Archer a bunch of times.
No, I was also quoting the game. No, it's Archer.
We're still doing phrasing. Leaving just the little, the other shadow, and that shadow, after seeing your display of holy magic, decides to close the gap in on you and take a swing.
At this point, though, Boggy.
Yeah.
Boggy will be right next to me with the purple flames.
Yes, not right next to you, but close enough, about 10
do
feet
they
away.
react to the purple flames?
The shadow comes up to you and attacks you, and you don't see it have an effect immediately. It does hit
With
you
a 13.
Still in mine.
for 5 piercing damage.
Ow.
Are you alive?
Oh, yeah.
Sticks you real good. Doesn't feel good. It feels very pointy.
It's really okay.
And ow.
I got toughness. And,
Pointy.
and Elias is like, I got it.
Okay, I'll absorb one of the points. Ow!
That's cute.
Florp.
Nice hat.
Did I make it over to my dagger that's on the floor?
I'm gonna say that you used a minor action because you did attack last turn of movement, so you made it about halfway there. You can use another minor action to get the dagger, and you will have only your major action left at the very edge of the room.
I do it.
Excellent. You're holding onto your dagger. You're facing the rest of the open room with dagger in hand, and 1 action left.
You have a throwing ability, don't you?
What
I
do
sure
you
do.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're gonna throw that thing again.
Just gonna throw it, walk back, grab it.
No.
Throw it, walk back,
I'm gonna
grab
try
it.
to throw it though, like accurately.
That's a good
Yeah.
idea.
That's
That'd
a
be
very
really
good idea.
cool if you somehow got like a dagger that you could like snap and get it back, like
It
Mjolnir
would
or
be-
something.
It would be really cool.
That'd be really cool.
It would
Or
be
like
really
that
cool.
arrow
Just
thing.
say your own name to do it.
What's his name?
Glorp.
Glorp. I fucking love this so much. I'm thrilled about this, actually.
Okay, cool.
So the weapon needs to be a thing now, please.
Totally.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw my knife. Like I'm gonna try to hit it like right in the middle of the shadowy figure that's on him,
Center mass.
sir. Yeah.
Got it.
With throw, the ability throw, the general ability throw.
Perfect.
Okay. Oh, it's a 2!
What's the
no,
bonus with-
3.
isn't there a bonus with
plus 4.
Mhm. So it'll be a total of 9.
10% crit.
Ooh. The crit does not apply, but you rolled a 9, and the 9 was just barely enables you to strike it directly into the back with the dagger. Roll damage.
Do you imagine being able to crit on a 9?
That'd be
Right.
amazing.
It's 4 damage.
You deal it 4 damage. It reacts slightly, like, but it doesn't go.
Don't hurt!
I do.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm loving this, by the way. Boggy.
Wait,
I'm so sorry.
can I sneak again?
On your next turn, you are exhausted of all your actions currently.
But
You're about 10 or 15 feet behind and slightly off to the side of Quinn. His back is turned to you. You're coming up to his like 8 o'clock, holding on to this purple flame that you feel like you can really only hold on to for like another turn.
Yeah. How close is the shadow thing?
It's right in front of him, so he's about 15 feet in front of you.
Run up at it.
Yeah, I'm gonna baton pass so that.
You baton pass. You have an extremely, almost dangerous torch in your hand with how little you're able to hold on to its stump, essentially. You hold on to it with your offhand?
Yes.
Excellent. What else do you
And I have pads, so.
do?
not
You have
tampon?
beans.
I move back and pull back out Matilda.
You pull back out Matilda as a belt interaction, and you start playing your song as a minor action because it's a sustained ability. So everyone gets to +3. Yay! Instead of +1. Terrific. I believe that was your turn.
Yes, it's cost 6, right?
I believe your songs cost 6. Yes.
Okay.
So that's 6 or 7. I can't remember. But yeah, you're about 5 feet behind Quinn playing your song, and Quinn is like, "Oh, that's loud."
It's 7.
Oh my. Sir, it's your turn.
Anything happen when he has the torch?
You see
Yeah,
the torch.
he's right in front of me
You
now.
see the torch pass, and you feel like you're able to make out the shadow much, much more easily now.
Can I see his face?
It does not have one.
I'm gonna attack its no face.
You're going to attack its no face.
Yes, I'm gonna stab where its face should be.
Great.
It just
I
sounds
am no man.
like upside down face.
Yeah.
I am no man.
Roll that d20.
That's a 13.
15. You notice that even though your vision's darker, you're able to make out the shadow better somehow with this flame right next to it. And your strike lands true right in the side of its stupid face, or lack thereof,
It's no face.
and you can roll your damage.
I shout, "Watch your sword!"
You deal 8 damage, causing this thing to literally go, and it stands back up.
It goes,
It's okay.
If I'm going to be animated, just to let you know, I might be encroaching your space a little bit.
I noticed.
I'm so sorry.
You're not. It's fine. I chose to be over here.
It's okay. Is that any return? I'm sorry.
yes, I do not believe I can do anything else.
During the Harry Potter campaign, I would sit right there. Jenny would have this whole side of the table, and Jeff would have this whole side of the table, so they could be as animated as they wanted as they were acting out.
We're still hitting each other.
Yeah,
Somehow they were still kicking.
The dice were still on the ground somehow.
All right. As a sword, I imagine, like, to me, it's like it barely misses me to strike the monster, and I'm just like, dude. And I look at it. I look at my flame and go like, this is doing nothing. I'm gonna drop it. Sorry. I'm sorry. But I'm gonna drop it sort of like between the monster and me.
Okay.
And then I'm going to try to zap it in its face.
You zap its
Why are you
head.
pointing at me?
You zap its head clean off.
Shit!
You zap its head clean off, and it disperses completely in dice.
You zap my head clean
and
off and my ears float down.
Just to be totally clear about what happens, the flame lit up the Shadow Fiend better, which completely negated his blind that was on him.
So it did
So
you
that
something.
actually helped. But you were only able to hold on to it for that turn, so moot point, you blasted it. It's gone now.
And my bunny would have only really cared if it was hurting, like directly hurting the monster. So yeah.
So congratulations, all 4 of the shadows
Oh, they don't combine.
are gone.
No Megazord?
No Megazord.
I'm remembering a dungeon that you had us fight skeletons that they emerged into a champion. Not to give you ideas.
Well, it was already an idea of mine.
Fuck.
They're going to go into the statue of Ramuh and we're going to have to fight Ramuh.
It's okay. It's only
At level 1.
At level 1. But can I rest for 30 minutes?
As the last shadow fades out, the room returns to its original brightness, and all the braziers go out. Which is sad because you made such a nice, lovely purple mess.
Well, I was about to say, can I, before we move on to the next room, just quickly tidy up a little and like try to set it back? And just like as we're leaving the room, just like, sorry about the mess, dude.
The statue smiles.
Yeah, you try to tidy things up.
I place the broken
you can't
stick
really
like
you can't
at the
really
feet
pick
of the
any of
statue.
the burning items or the bowl.
Yeah.
Because they're still hot, but you do place the peg back over where the other pegs are, and you're just like, that's good enough, I guess.
Yeah.
And you kind of like kick some of the ashes around, like.
We're going to kick some ash.
Yeah.
Ash.
Let's see here.
Sorry about the mess.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. Now you are left kind of wondering. Now the eyes are still glowing purple, but the room has returned to its original brightness, and it's not like a weird, spooky purple glow anymore.
But that's not what I was wondering.
What?
I was wondering how much XP we get.
That is a great question. The experience is actually partially interrupted because you all notice there's not really a door. The door
we came through.
The door behind you guys is still closed, and they're just like, what? And as you guys are going, huh? I need you all to roll a d20.
Plus anything?
No, true check.
15.
12, 15,
16.
16,
13. I thought it was an 18 for a second.
13. So it's going to go Glorp, Quinn, Sir Boggy.
Sir Boggy, I like the sound of that.
Glorp, Quinn, Sir Boggy. Terrific. Remember that. Actually, don't remember it. I'm going to remember it. Sir Boggy. Are you reading my stuff? No,
I can't read it, dude.
I'm kidding.
I'm blind
Whoa.
as fuck. I'm
That's
just
a lot of
ADHD.
stuff.
There's a lot of
I
space here.
I'm reading the reflection in your eyes. You're like, if,
Sad.
no, you're like, if you could actually do that, more power to you.
Honestly, yeah, if you could, I'd be like,
Damn, you deserve to see
you're
this.
level 15. Congratulations. What do you want
And
from
if I
me?
do this, it literally just looks like splotches.
That's also sad. I'm sorry.
Dude, you cool.
Glorp.
I can barely see my paper.
Actually, I should start with the other three. The three of you see Glorp fall into a sort of dreamlike unconsciousness. You see Glorp sit down and lay down.
My tongue just flies out of my mouth.
With a
Like Cusco and everything.
Glorp, you find yourself in a sort of dream state. You realize that you are completely nakers, and you are.
I was already naked.
I was gonna say I just pictured you.
Picture
that
that
way.
anyway, yeah.
I
And,
don't know why I'm picturing Glorp naked.
and you appear in what
Which
you
is longer,
assume.
the tongue or is
Hold on, guys.
tongue.
Hold on. The details are important to this.
Sorry.
You find yourself in a dream state, naked and seemingly trapped within a medium-sized circular glass room. So a little bit smaller than the large room that we just came from.
So it's
Actually,
just like
I want to say like half the size of the room that you guys just came from.
is it like a sphere dome? Or is it just...
No.
Okay.
It's like a cylinder, like a short cylinder.
Okay.
Can I talk?
You may.
Fucking hell.
And you say fucking hell. You find yourself in this medium-sized circular glass room, and you see 3 large mirrors placed side by side one another. You can tell that they're mirrors and not just further extensions of the glass walls by sort of like an intricate like metal frame to them. These 3 large mirrors are at the edge of the room, and you appear on the opposite end facing the mirrors. And those mirrors are along the far wall, and in the middle of the room is a small glass pedestal with an ordinary fist-sized rock right in the middle of the room on the pedestal. Just as you absorb all that information in, a voice booms in your head saying, "Destroy that which conflicts you most."
That's big.
You are able to act now.
It's just me here?
Yes.
That which conflicts me most. I'm hungry.
I'm loving this.
Is the rock shiny?
And there was no shadow people left for you to eat.
Oh, there's no shadows for you to eat. To answer your question, the rock, it's the only not shiny thing in this room. Everything's shiny because it's all polished like glass. Everything looks very clean and pure and naked.
I touch the...
Clean, pure, not naked.
I touch it.
Touch what?
The rock.
Touch the rock. It feels slightly cool as it's on your bare hand. And it's a little bit larger than your fist.
Can I pick it up?
You can absolutely pick it up. You're
pick
now
it up.
holding onto a slightly rough, not shiny rock. It appears to be made of like a dense stone.
Are you talking to me, rock?
You get no response.
Does it seem sturdy?
The rock?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's solid.
Okay.
And as you're examining this rock and like really getting a feel for its weight, you see images flash across the mirrors.
Oh, that's real good. Okay. Glad
Nothing you can make out from this distance. You almost feel like you need to get a little bit closer.
I'm gonna get a little closer.
Which mirror do you walk up to?
The first one.
Okay, we're gonna number them. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3. 1 is left, 2 is middle, and 3 is right.
Okay, 1.
Okay. You walk up to the left mirror, the first one. And as you peer into it, it takes a while for an image to show up, but deep inside of the mirror, you see yourself. You see yourself bound by leather straps on a very medieval-like, horrendously bloodied wooden table being tortured. There are stakes and saws and strangulation.
What the hell?
It is a horrendous image, and you feel disgust.
Okay.
Because they didn't tie you right.
Thanks for that.
Of course, you're very welcome.
Okay, I'm looking too now. Sucks. No thanks. I don't know how he'd react to that, but I'm good.
Glorp's cut out here.
Personally. He's probably like,
I know
You walk
one
up
person
to
got that
you walk up to the second mirror, the one in the middle, and it is a horrible scene. And I'm very sorry for this. This might strike a little bit too close to home for you. You see, I'm just gonna just pass right through it. You essentially see an image of an assassin come up and murder a mother and her child in her arms. They drop and the assassin walks away. That's the end of the image.
well, it's not me.
It's not you.
Shh, lovely. Lovely room.
It is a great room.
Lovely room. Okay, let's look at 3. God.
In the third mirror, the one on the right, as you peer deep inside, you get a more open space. Huge, like vast plains with somewhat rocky terrain, and you see several soldiers rushing across a battlefield as if they're like frontline, and they're suddenly crushed by a gigantic fiery boulder on the battlefield.
Okay. It's lovely.
What did the voice say before?
Destroy what hinders you most.
Destroy that which conflicts you most.
Oh, sorry.
You're still holding onto this rock
Yeah.
after peering into the right mirror and seeing the 3 images. You examine the rest of the room. The mirrors, for the most part, are empty with the exception of like an occasional flash of energy.
Oh, God. Okay, well, this is hard. It's between 1 and 2.
And you're in this room, and
But how selfish is
everything is you get like a sense of like simplicity, like everything is clean or naked in your case, and it's just everything's like almost like a delicate nature to it. Like everything's like perfectly balanced in this glass room.
That's all things should be.
Okay, well,
Definite sense of symmetry.
I think he's probably going to go with 2. Because he's an orphan. And he's suddenly made friends. Again. So I was feeling less selfish, perhaps. But really did want to pick 1, but is going to pick 2. So I throw the rock at 2.
You throw the rock through the mirror in the middle. The mirror shatters. And along with the mirror shattering, the room shatters. Your mind shatters.
Oh,
And your
darn.
consciousness drifts back into your body in the large stone room where you see 3 of your friends looking over you, wondering what the hell happened.
My tongue's just like in your ear, trying to wake you up.
Right around the time that you're licking her, or their ear, or is it
I'm a
he?
he.
He?
I
You're
want to
licking
be
his
there
ear. You suddenly see Quinn.
Still early enough to be a they.
Nah, it's
The same thing happened to Quinn.
As I collapse, I say, it's because you messed with the fire.
It's your fault.
Guilt soup.
Quinn,
Hear that? It's your fault.
you find yourself naked in a medium-sized circular glass room with a rock on a glass pedestal in the very center with 3 mirrors facing you.
I look around to see if anybody can see my buns.
Bunny buns.
No one
buns,
can
get
see
it?
your buns.
They're fuzzy.
And as you look around, wondering if your buns are exposed,
They are.
a booming voice enters your head
Says no one can see your buns.
saying, destroy that which conflicts you most.
I don't have my wand with me.
You are naked and equipmentless.
I look down at my equipment,
Maybe-
my stick.
I was gonna say he's got a wand.
Anyway, I
It's
pick
there.
up. I would inevitably pick up the stone.
For some reason, you're like fully erect.
You pick up this stone. It is about the same size as your fist, maybe slightly smaller.
And I will conveniently go to 1, 2, then 3.
You go to 1, 2, and 3, and for the sake of time, you see the same images. Only in the first one, it's you being tortured instead of Glorp being tortured.
I actually didn't hear what's in mirror number 2 because I was trying to protect my earsies from your sin.
Gotcha.
Innocent people being assassinated. I'll put it that way.
Yes.
Mommy and baby.
Mother and child.
Okay. And then the third one was...
The soldiers being crushed on the battlefield by a large fiery boulder.
Okay, that's what I thought. What conflicts me most?
Yes.
So I don't know any of the people in the images. It's just... Except for myself.
Except for yourself, yes. The other 2 mirrors showing other people dying is not you. And is not anyone that you know.
I wouldn't even, spare a second glance at the third one. It sucks. Don't go to war. It's not even that fair. So, 85% of me would just throw the rock through mirror number 2. Yeah.
You throw the rock through mirror number 2. It shatters along with the room, along with your mind, and you appear back in the large stone room with your friends staring over you going, what happened? Except for Glorp maybe going oh, I think I know what happened to you.
Can I say, don't look at my dick?
Yes, you can absolutely
Too late.
What?
What? And then I believe Sir was next.
Yes, indeed.
Sir.
Bog.
Yes, that's right. Sir, you find yourself in the exact same predicament for the sake of time. Destroy that which conflicts you most.
See, it's protecting the innocent versus helpless battlefield.
Not get you tortured to death now.
Aloysius does not give a flying hell about being tortured,
Nice.
especially if it's protecting somebody else. Doesn't really care about himself being hurt at all. It's other people that he doesn't want hurt.
That's not
This
feeling
is good character development for everybody. I like it.
I really think, though, protecting the innocents the way he would go. So, number 2.
Number 2?
We're all doing number 2 so far.
Maybe that's what happened to
As
me,
you're
Mom.
standing in this glass room, you throw the rock.
I don't throw it. I punch it with the rock.
You punch it with the rock, and mirror number 2 shatters, along with the room, along with you. You appear back in the large stone room with 3 of your friends looking over you saying, what happened?
Am I still holding
Except
the
for
rock?
Quinn and Glorp saying, I think I have a pretty good idea of what happened to you. And you are not holding the rock. Boggy.
As we watch them collapse, grab the rock!
Boggy, you hear, grab the rock just before you go unconscious, and you find yourself naked in a medium-sized circular glass room with a glass pedestal holding a rock.
But for
with
some
3
reason,
mirrors.
yours is sepia tone.
Yes.
I do think I spend a solid minute monologuing to the loud voice about what distresses me most in my life in general before picking up on what's going on.
Beautiful.
Just this is a really good time to talk about the artist's struggle.
That's fantastic. You monologue to yourself naked
To
in
the
this
voice.
in this glass room in response to what the voice.
Why do we have to be
So-
naked?
It's a purity thing.
And we're all just sitting there it's taking so long.
It's essentially nothing to hide behind.
Yanking your
Um, mirror number 1, easily.
Oh.
Mirror number 1, you throw or punch the rock, or do something else with the rock. Or
I think I'm even almost just kind of startled by it that I just ah!
oh, you don't even look at the other 2. You just go
Yeah.
number 1. Ah! All right, you throw the rock through the first mirror. It goes through. You're
stuck there forever.
self-torture. The mirror shatters.
Jenny
The
would
room
pick
shatters. You find yourself in a large stone circular room with your 3 friends all looking over you, saying, "About time. We all having a good idea of what happened to you."
We all naked.
Why were you gone so long?
Was it a long time?
I think I found a
Was it?
suspicious mole.
It was considerably longer than the others.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean...
Actually, it was only slightly longer than the others because you only looked at 1 mirror.
Oh.
That was a little fucked up.
Also,
Would you,
Right, what happened to the mother?
What do you think of the 3 mirrors?
Wait, 3?
Alright.
Well,
I just saw the really spooky one.
Okay.
the middle one, right? Dear God.
You all converse about which mirrors that you decided to break.
Yeah.
Terrific. You hear. How would I word this? I'm so sorry, guys.
I don't know. I'm not you.
I know, right? The large circular stone room. The glowing purple eyes dim out, and you all hear a booming voice in your head, presumably of Ramuh. I'm intrigued by your selections. Your choices to protect yourself or the mother and child of those you do not know. Very fascinating.
Ogford's just like, wait, what?
I was gonna say Bunkford's like, who?
A very long, like, just.
Oh.
The voice is of a wizened old man, but still has enough oomph in his voice to make you really feel the thunderous impact it has on your mind.
Take a 1d10 psychic damage.
A stone platform arises from the center of the room. And if you're in the center of the room, you're kind of like buffeted back from, but not like 10 feet. But you just you step back and go, oh, it's just rising out of the ground. You see upon this platform,
I like to eat and buff it.
you see an amulet.
I charge. I don't have enough MP for that.
A very ornate looking scimitar. And nicely, very neatly folded, deep purple robes.
Keep those robes away from me.
I don't have mental prowess. I can't levitate one to me.
You hear the voice ring out in your heads again after a moment of time. After the pedestal rises up. Ramuh says, you may choose one.
Hate you.
Oh, don't say that.
I want the scimitar. You want the robes.
I actually don't want any of them because I'm really happy with the wand I have. So,
It's an amulet, a scimitar, and robes, right?
Yes.
in my honest opinion, we should just go with the scimitar to boost him because he's going to be targeted a lot.
Yep.
That's what I think game-wise. Little meta, maybe?
I mean,
but we don't know what the
Quinn can
amulet
think that.
does. The rose might be magical, but we know a sword is useful, so practicality-wise, sword makes most sense.
But the amulet's shiny.
So is the sword.
You're magical. Bog, or actually, I'm going to say Evelyn and Tommy.
What?
Both of you can give me a D20 check for magic.
No, I agree with you. My character at least had to put in his stupid 2
9.
cents.
Plus 3. I'm going to say
12.
you are able to discern that all 3 of these items are magical in nature.
What, a level 1 magic ability? Or weapon?
They're all magical in nature, and they're all not only magical in nature, but like decently so. Like you feel a pretty strong magical presence coming off of all 3 of these items. And you get a bit of an idea as to what each one does, but not super specific. The amulet will make the wearer stronger and more perceptive. The scimitar does damage and adds lightning damage.
Oh.
The robes,
You know, I've always loved Ramuh.
the robes
Plus 2 damage.
look very fine and very sturdy, and would provide a lot of protection.
Do you convey that to the party?
Oh! Yes.
You convey it to the party.
But they only get one, huh? Not all three.
Correct. Unless we somehow trick a god.
And Ramuh says,
He's a little superstitious.
you hear a voice boom again saying, as a timeless man, my patience does dwindle.
Sorry! We should pick the sword. The sword!
I agree. The sword.
Okay.
The sword!
So we basically, I'm gonna like push you towards the middle pedestal and go, just fucking take it.
I grab the amulet. I grab the sword.
You reach out and hover over the amulet.
I'm like, I look back at all of them and I go,
Just kidding. You
You
place your
accidentally
hand.
grab the robes.
You place your hand on the handle of the sword and pick it up, and you feel it's like, wow, this is really light. Very fine material, very lightweight, and you immediately feel an energy surge up your arm of like a static electricity, and you're like,
can I see it at all going through my arm?
no. But you see the hairs stand up, and you're just like, oh my god, you immediately feel like a connection with this blade as you're holding it. And you're just like, holy shit. Like, you've never felt something so
I take a couple
pure and
just
magical.
swings through the air.
It hums with energy as you slice the air, and it feels so good. Like, you're like, wow, I've never held a weapon so fine before. The connection that you have with it,
It's beautiful, mate.
you feel as if in the just few seconds that you've been holding on to it, that static comes from the blade and is now a part of you, and you feel like it will be drawn to you. Ramuh says,
I toss it up in the air.
you toss it up in the air as the voice booms in your head.
It goes blade down.
And I just hold my hand underneath where I suspect it's going to fall. Making no real effort to catch it.
What the?
Ramuh's voice
You could be wrong.
booms
It could be, but
into all of your heads, saying, Flashblade, an excellent choice. And the handle rests perfectly in your hand.
Whoa!
That was sick as hell.
I've never seen anything like that in my life!
Flashblade is an ornate scimitar. It does 2d4 weapon damage, plus 1d4 lightning damage on hit.
what was the weapon damage?
2d4,
And 1d4 lightning.
yes. And it has a recall ability as an instant action,
I didn't get lost like last night.
which is why I thought the conversation earlier was so funny.
So
This was
sorry.
pre-written, and I was like, wow, that was an organic conversation that came up. That's amazing. The recall ability costs 3 MP.
Well, that's not fair.
Well, I'm glad I got to do the demonstration for free because I only have 2 MP right now.
It was easy.
I clap.
It was already heading in the direction of your hand, and maybe Ramuh played a part in it.
He's like, he deserves to look cool. He's got a cool
Let's
point.
not stab him. Alright.
Yeah, basically.
I do that. It just hucks my hand off.
Ah, Flashblade. You can never wield it again.
Nope. Just jam it in.
Sword hand.
And I am going to say a few lines here, and it'll be the end of session, but I would like to leave you all with this little bit. Ramuh tells you all that the plane of oblivion has recently been infiltrated in a bizarre way by a soulless wanderer of sorts. This wanderer comes from another world, and the only reason why he's able to travel freely through oblivion is because myself and the other Espers believe he does not have a soul. he is wreaking havoc in Oblivion. And he's letting, effectively, demons out onto the surface of Spira. So be wary of the Myst, and I'll see you all next time.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's Samuel
Important
Jackson.
question.
Important question.
Experience.
Yes! Thank you so much. That is a very important question.
199.
Congratulations, you all definitely level up this session.
Dang!
Can I please see
I'm-
the spell list?
yes,
I need something offensive.
I'm going to. That's funny.
Like, I wanna
I
do
am
something.
going to. I'm going to give you all. There were. Okay, so that would be. They were. Okay, so that would be. I'm going to give you all 600.
We are so close to leveling up twice.
How much does it?
600 experience points.
No, between levels.
Your next level will be 1,000. So you are correct. You are 900 out of 1,000 away from level 3.
I'm gonna go harvest some like plants until I level up.
So you currently have 300 plus the 600 that you just earned puts you at 900 experience, which levels you up to level 2. And then the next level is 1,000 collectively, not 1,000 more, but 1,000 collectively.
Got
so you're
it.
only 100 points away from your next.
I'll roll a
level.
nat 20 right now. Can I have 100 XP?
If you roll 3 nat 20s in a row right now,
That's
That's a 15.
well, so much for that.
And that's a 4. Didn't even add up to 20. Damn it.
However, I am tempted to give you more experience for connecting the lightning earlier. I thought that was wonderful without using the rod.
That is the first thing he would think of. Sacrifice play.
Terrific.
we do get like another
Aloysius is
skill
going to die.
at the next
Yes,
level, right?
so I'm actually going to keep recording here because I think this is actually a pretty important note.
Oh shit.
Because it's your first level up. So in case if anyone's rusty or for the newcomers here, leveling up gives you 2 stat points, which can be spent however you like in any 6 of your primary stats.
Dexterity.
Six.
Dexterity.
You get 2
Cunning-arity.
stat points
Oh, 2,
in
sorry.
which you can spend amongst your 6 stat
Got
points,
it.
is what I said.
I put
Sorry.
them both into Dex
You put both your points into Dex. Terrific.
because I'm mad that I couldn't catch that bitch.
Yeah, honestly, I don't blame
one
you.
into cunning.
I put one into strength, so now maybe I can push things.
Oh,
There you
I
go.
thought about
And I
that.
can hit them.
And then
So yeah,
I'm gonna
you're
put one into Will as well.
terrific.
So, now I
So
have 2 deck.
putting 1 into will increase your MP by 2.
Cool.
And then that leads to our next part of the leveling up. Well, the way I like to think of it is you have basically 5 points to spend across your HP and MP, however you like, but your HP and MP have to increase by at least 1. So effectively, like your HP goes up by 1 and your MP goes up by 1, and you have 3 leftover points to spend.
Okay.
But I just think of it as 5, just because I just think of things differently, I guess. I've tried saying, like, you have 5 points in the past, and it like, really hasn't like clicked with some people, so I think saying plus 1 to each, and then 3 more left over is the best way. I'm going to just stick to that.
I usually do 3 and 2.
I'm going to do
Yeah.
4 and 1.
4 and 1.
So I'm at
Terrific.
40 HP.
Very nice.
I did 1 and 4, so I'm at 40 MP.
Jesus. Friggin' efficient motherfucker.
Jesus
I have
Christ.
30
Yeah,
HP
that's so
and
much
23 MP.
Do we heal when
Nice.
we level? I forget.
No,
You
4.
heal your MP, and like the damage carries over. So like, say if you like increase your HP by 1, like your current HP also goes up by 1. So like if you took 10 points of damage from a fight, like you're still only missing 10 HP.
Okay.
Like,
So I was
like that kind of thing.
So I was down by 12. So that means I'm still down by 12.
You're
Is
still
that
down by
okay?
12. Yeah.
That's what I'm
I
getting.
still have 11. No,
Dual
I was at
wields.
7. Now I'm at 11 points.
Oh, you did plus 4 plus 1?
Yeah.
Like 4 HP and 1 MP?
Yeah.
Very nice. And then the last part of your level up after your stats and your vital points is your ability point. That wonderful, wonderful ability point that everyone loves so much. You can choose any skill or spell on the list that suits your fancy, because you can multi-class as many times as you like in this game. It does not matter to me.
Guess who's getting dual wields?
Guess who's a warlock now?
Not me.
Like, what? Where was that? Where'd that come from?
Tank Warlock. There we go.
You
I want to be a sore lock-it-in.
If something receives a bonus equal to half dex, say, and the dex is 5, it will receive... Oh, you round up?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you rounded down. Okay.
Oh, you know what? I'm so sorry. Is that for your
Tempest?
stats?
Yes.
I'm so stupid. I'm so sorry.
No, you're not.
Because I used to
don't-
round up in
Yeah.
my
The
games,
spell
but
is
Yeah, it was,
Fireball.
you rounded down.
3 Tempest required. This
You
is-
have
But
to
I
have
actually like
this
the
to
idea of
get
rounding
those.
up now. Because I used to
thank
not be
you.
so... but it's actually written in the rules as rounding always
This? Do I have
favors
to
the
get
player.
these?
That's actually in the rules.
It's a separate
So
tree.
I'm going to
so
go
it
ahead and
doesn't
call
look
that a
like it.
+3.
Okay, so I can.
Destructive Meddler starts a tree, right?
I'm sorry?
Destructive Meddler starts a tree, right?
Destructive Meddler unlocks the entire tree.
So yeah,
So you
okay.
you get fire, ice, and lightning.
Yes.
So
No, what I meant is there's no prerequisite to Destructive Meddler.
There is no
Correct.
prerequisite to Destructive Meddler, and after you get Fire, Ice, and Lightning, you can get any of the elemental spells after that.
So I have to pick one at a time for those.
You pick this, and you get those 3 right now.
Okay.
Yeah, you get Fire, Ice, and Lightning, and then any of the because it's written somewhere in there. It says like this, like all of these abilities require Destructive Meddler preceding it. It's written somewhere towards the top, I believe.
Yeah, the spells Fireball through Tempest require this ability first.
Yes.
So that
once you
seems
get
like
that,
a lot to be able to take right now.
Mhm.
So I'm wondering if I have to go through Magic Missile to Flare first, or if I can just take
you
that.
can just take it because
fucking great.
Destructive Meddler is its own thing. It's the beginning of the Elementalist tree, effectively.
So I should take parry and blocking
Parry and blocking are both very good.
because that's another 6 defense.
Yeah, I've had like level 1, level 2, level 3 characters in the game before with like maybe like 11, like 14 defense. Like level 3 with 14 defense, just because they're stacking defense and like nothing else. That's fun because then I have a hell of a hard time to hit them, but they can't do very much in battle. So So yes, you'll be able to also, just to be super clear, you'll be able to keep your songs active while you cast those spells. So that's the
why
best
I went
part.
for that instead
Yes.
of going
Physical.
monk.
Yeah. I love this. I've been waiting for an offensive bard. This is terrific. I'm
It's
actually
been
very
so
happy.
hard not being able to do like anything.
You're just moving around,
I
singing.
I
I
could
know.
technically hit things with
I just
Matilda,
blocked
but that might hurt her.
Yeah.
I took blocking. So I have 12
block.
defense because I do have a shield.
Ooh.
Nice.
Got 12 defense though. Very nice. Level 2 with 12 defense. Very
And
nice.
then from this point, I'm going to start heading down the.
You have a nice spread for your primary 3 stats as well.
Yeah, after this, I'm going to start heading down the Adrenaline Rush tree, I think.
Very nice.
The adrenaline rush tree.
So you got Destructive Meddler, you did +4/+1. You did 1 strength and 1 willpower, I believe. And then Jim, you did 2 into dexterity, +4/+1. And you got blocking. Jenny, you
What'd you
got
Yes, dear.
Jenny, you got
That's
dual wield,
because I'm a
And
Sure
then-
as fuck did.
and then you did
I wouldn't share my secrets.
+3/+2, if I'm not mistaken.
We'll
And
see it
then
pretty
what were your
quick.
stats? Did you
I
get?
had
You'll
added
see
one
it
to
pretty
Dex
quick.
and 1 to Cunning.
1 dex, 1 cunning. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Your top 2 stats for your build, terrific.
Yeah.
And then Tommy, you did +1/+4, and then what were your stats?
2 into willpower,
2 in the willpower.
and then I got
Ooh, it's a
Kissy
secret.
face, kissy face.
I got
You're not gonna tell him?
You got
Oh,
something.
That's exciting.
He wants to surprise us the first time he used.
Yes.
Put them in the bag before you put them
That's
in
the
there.
kind of
Alright.
surprise I like.
Everyone, it is 10:40. We gotta start packing up. Say bye-bye.
Oh my gosh.
Night,
Bye.
See you next time.
Adios.
Aloysius says I'm probably going to die.
Sir.
Yeah, I'm